But the whole situation is, and we just went live. But the whole situation is, what do you call it?
Should have been avoidable.
Civilly liable. Like they should
yeah.
be held responsible
Yeah.
civilly. Is what do you call it?
Yeah, especially the fact that he's like
civilly
questioning,
liable.
like, hey, why don't we take 20 seconds, if that, to verify we're at the right spot? And the other
At
guy's
some
like,
point
no,
in this
I'm
interaction,
fucking...
yeah, like why don't we make sure we're not in the wrong place entirely? Yeah, it was ridiculous. No, the cops were ridiculous, and it was clearly one police officer making a mistake, and then using his authority to force that mistake.
Yeah.
Even after he'd been told, like, hey, by the way, this is I don't think this is the right address.
This might not be the right place. Yeah.
And then
I don't know, coming out guns blazing like that's a pretty fucked up, like, I get, Farmington, I know my ex-boss at Verizon was from there, and it's New Mexico, right? I'm pretty sure. Like, she's pretty trashy, so, like, that town is probably pretty trashy and crime or whatever. But still, like, have the gun, even have it in your hand, but dude, to have it fucking, be leveling it at someone as you're coming out the door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's fucking insane. I don't understand why he felt the need to run out at them. Because I don't think he knew they were police. I think that they slept through the initial interaction, and then the police just started screaming at them and pointing guns. Mm-hmm. Instead of the police announcing again, hey, this is the police, police, again and again, announcing that they're the police as soon as they started hearing contact.
Yeah.
And so all this dude got was he got to his front door, and there's like 4 people out there with guns pointed at his house. And, like, I'm sure he had no idea it was half asleep.
Even if...
and I think that was why she responded that way. She's like, oh, my God, there was actually something going on. Runs out and is probably trained with a gun as well, because he was obviously, like, had used one before.
If you think about it, like, okay, even if you see 4 armed dudes, why would you go outside? Why would you fucking... I don't know. I would fucking not... present myself as a target.
4 armed dudes. I'm retreating into the house, getting my loved ones in the bathtub, and calling the cops and barricading the fucking door as well as I can. And if I had any fucking panels in the house, I would 100% be using those too. Because I'm not gonna go out to the threat that's way outnumbers you. That's just crazy.
Yeah. Those 4 guys with guns, they better fucking run out and shoot at them.
Yeah, it was a really stupid response from him, but I think a situation in which they hadn't fully done their job to inform him. Yeah. Though, once he starts shooting at them, what are they supposed to do? Just like hope he doesn't hit them? Yeah. I mean, come on. So obviously they were in the right to shoot at that point, and then when she came out, they were in the right to shoot again. Luckily for her, like they didn't hit her.
Her panicked insanity. Well,
yeah, I mean, she just sees a bunch of people with guns and her husband dead on the ground with fucking bullet wounds, of course.
Yeah, it's not totally unreasonable.
Yeah, and they were talking about whether or not they would be filing charges against her, and it's like, no, you're not going to file charges because you're going to get fucked in court. So I would just be real fucking quiet if I were them.
Yeah, talking about the fucking cops' attorneys and her family's attorneys going back and forth, like, fucking retarded.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, ultimately, just a massive tragedy, because it was just a bunch of stupid people doing stupid things, and it's just perfect storm kind of situation, not much to be done. Like, how do you prevent it in the future? I mean, really, these are things that are going to happen occasionally because people make mistakes because they're not fucking robots.
Yeah. I didn't watch the video all the way through because I ran out of time, but did they ever say what happened with the domestic violence situation that they didn't go to?
No, actually, you know what? They never covered that in any way.
Not that, I mean, it's incidental, obviously, in this situation.
Yeah, but but when you mention it, it's like, I kind of would like to know what happened. But no, they never mentioned it again.
Was getting shit beat out of him by
I think it wasn't relevant to the story anymore, and so they just didn't cover further. But I'm like, I kind of would like to know like what happened.
Yeah, now I do. I'm like, shit, I wonder what happened to those guys. Those fuckers are probably still alive. God damn it.
And but they had nothing to do with this. They were idiots, but like, I don't know. Maybe you could get them a little bit, claim a little bit of fucking.
Are they normally fucking like in a domestic violence thing? I'm wondering, is that like the standard operating procedure is to like knock on the door with weapons drawn?
No, I don't think that's how you ever knock on the door for something like that.
Yeah. Now, I can understand you having your hand on your weapon at your side or whatever, but yeah, they did have their weapons drawn, right, when they were knocking on it, or am I mistaken?
Yeah, no, they had their weapons drawn, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah. If not, they're really quick responding. Yeah, they must have, dude. Yeah. Not necessarily like pointed, but I'm pretty sure they had them.
Yeah, I think it's again tragic, and it just is how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that situations like that happen, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime people are involved, there's going to be fucked up, people, all kinds of wrong decisions being made.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Was there anything that was less fucking... oh, dude, did you see the... I don't know if I posted this story. But some people got all up on some dude's grill and attacked him. Oh, it was a guy pulling a knife on a reporter because he was reporting on... he was trying to, point out some good news in one of those, really fucked up cities. I think it was Southern California, like Los Angeles or something.
Oh, all right.
And it was just one of those things that, the fucking homeless guy, as he's doing a supposedly going to be a positive report, the homeless guy comes after him with a fucking knife.
I don't think I saw that one, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I don't think I posted that one. It wasn't like a big name reporter, but it was somebody who wasn't tiny either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn it. Oh, the Antifa one. I just noticed the fucking. I watched obviously the one in Fort Worth, the Antifa one. I just noticed the name of the video though. That's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have time for unemployed behavior. That's fucking good,
they're pretty savage sometimes.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking funny. God damn. Yeah, no, I clicked on it, watch it again. Very satisfying indeed. Stupid bitch. What? I forgot what the fuck she's yelling about medical attention, dude, but yeah, that was fucking great. She was saying something like, why does he need medical attention? Or something stupid like that, dude. Instead of realizing she's not in Austin. And being a little, not fucking retarded.
I don't know if that's possible in Austin.
Well, yeah, no, that's why obviously it was in Fort Worth, not Austin, but Fort Worth, Dallas, Fort Worth is basically the same metro area. I'm pretty sure, but definitely not Austin. In Texas, Antifa really. I guess maybe it was like a heat check. Like, hey, let's go into Texas and try some stupid shit and see what we can get away with.
Yeah, really.
And then realizing that, all of Texas is not, in fact, Austin. It's quite the outlier, apparently.
You trying to tell me that Texas is not all like Austin?
Yeah, I know. It's shocking.
Is that what you want me to believe you? Yeah, no, that's exactly, yeah.
But yeah, the dude thinking that, I can pepper spray a dude, walk away, just because we were fucking arguing or counter-protesting or whatever the fuck they were supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, or the guy, that was a crazy one. The guy, just walked up and started pepper spraying. They didn't do a damn thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Then
he just
like
walked
fucking
up like that was
hiding behind
perfectly acceptable
the other
fucking
dudes
behavior.
that
That was
fucking
crazy.
carrying AR-15s and shit. Like, dude, if you're gonna fucking protest, you do that. Then you fucking hide behind the dudes with fucking guns. Yeah, what a fucking pussy. Yeah, and them still trying to like run interference. Like the fucking didn't one of them have like an umbrella that was doing some shit with an umbrella or something? Like when the cops were trying to run up and get the dude. Yeah, all the yeah.
What was it? I don't know what the umbrella was for. Were they gonna like
Like,
push
I
the
don't know.
police back? I was really confused by the umbrella and just the general. Maybe it was like a pepper spray protection thing.
Yeah, probably. But he was kind of using it as a barrier, I guess. Like an umbrella's gonna hold up. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. They're retarded. Should probably not put too much thought into their stupidity.
Yeah, I mean, they were wearing tactical gear and their weapons were pepper spray and a fucking umbrella. Like
Yeah, yeah,
that's just some crazy shit.
yeah. This will stop them. This is an impenetrable barrier.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. Like that whole like there was no fucking plan.
Yeah, yeah. I assume there was, but they're fucking, a bunch of pussies, panicky pussies that, their plan doesn't survive. They say never, no plan survive first contact with the enemy or whatever. They completely broke down as soon as anything happened, basically. And they're like, no, flail an umbrella at them. That'll work.
Yeah, yeah. And then like some other dumb bitch got herself like arrested too. And they were both screaming like
Yeah.
help, help, as if they were somehow the victims in this situation.
Yeah, she was like running up saying something like, why does he need medical attention? Why? Or it was something stupid. I should probably listen to it, but fuck it. It was something stupid. And she's like running at the cops trying to get to the dude. And they're just telling her, like, at first they're kind of pushing her, but she keeps coming. They're like, all right, you're going to get fucking arrested too, you dumb bitch. Yeah.
Yeah,
What else?
I would like to see more of that. I don't know if you saw my comment, but I would really like to see if the police just started like keeping what do you call it the teeth as like trophies,
No, yeah, that's right.
fucking selling them.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, just have like a fucking necklace, like dental floss through holes and
That would
teeth.
be hella cool.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Like scalps back in the day, but teeth.
Yes, exactly like scalps back in the
Mhm.
day.
Yeah, yeah. Or I don't know why I thought of it. Well, I guess I kind of know why, but like during World War II, I think it was in Africa. There was like this group of soldiers from India that were like super stealthy, like fucking Indian ninjas, basically. Like they were coming back saying, "Yeah, I killed this many people" or whatever. Like snuck on and knifed them to whatever. And they were like, "All right, guys, let's not get carried away, with fucking, claiming to kill this many people." So the dudes ended up fucking after they were killing people, cutting off one of their ears to fucking bring back and say, "Yeah, here's the ear. Here's 4 ears of the 4 guys that I fucking killed." So just so you know, we're not bullshitting when we say we're killing these people.
No, yeah, you don't want anybody to think you were letting people survive. The
Yeah,
horrible things you were doing. That might not work out well in the end for you.
I think they're not believing. They're like, "You guys, nobody's that good." Just start cutting their fucking
No.
ears off every time they kill somebody.
Yeah. Well, what was it? Some places are just fucking savage, man. Like, I was chatting with this chick I knew from fucking Cambodia where I worked, and she was saying, "Oh, it's beautiful. There's all these temples, and you can see all the cool shit that has been built, and they didn't use any mortar, and there are these massive castles, all this crazy shit they got." And I'm like, "That sounds
Mm-hmm.
really awesome." And she's like, "Oh yeah, but if you're going, you got to remember not to wear any jewelry." And I'm like, "Why?" And she goes, "Well, the thieves there, the punishment is so extreme that they don't take the time to remove the rings from your hands when they rob you. They just cut your fucking fingers off. I was like, oh, that sounds awesome. What a fucking lovely place to go. Yeah, sign me the fuck up for that vacation.
Sounds like a vibrant culture you got there in Cambodia.
Yeah. Well, and the stuff that she was getting, like to take with her was kind of like sad, like sad. It was like, oh, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna get some toothbrushes and some fucking calcium, some multivitamins. Because, not a lot of people...
Shit that we take for granted.
Yeah, a lot of the shit. And that's the stuff. One, it's stuff that they won't fucking steal from her.
Oh, gotcha.
When it comes to, like the crossing the border and getting into the country and everything.
Oh, gotcha.
But, like, it was just one of those things where it was like, come on, man, you gotta be fucking joking.
Yeah, no, I get that there's a lot of natural beauty and history and temples and such, but describing it as a beautiful place, that other shit's going on. Yeah, that's a little fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'm not going to Cambodia anytime soon. That is not my currently like my plan for any reason.
Sounds like a hellish tropical paradise you got going there.
Yeah, it just sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Like, yeah, I think I just like, some drone footage of the natural beauty. That's good enough for me. I don't need to see it up close and personal. I'm going to be losing fingers for fucking wearing a ring.
Yeah, you didn't think that was worth it? You didn't think that was a fair trade? You're like, all they got was my ring and my finger. No big deal, though.
Could have been a lot worse.
Oh, so did you watch the Matt Christensen one?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, oh yeah.
Is that one not fucking gross? Like, it's like, holy shit, that's disgusting.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about it because, like, there's obviously politicians that don't have a legitimate reason for their stance, and they're just, doing the bidding of their corporate overlords or whatever. But in this case, it's like, you're just making some shit up that's obviously not true. Like, you're trying to make it easier or better for pedos.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then trying to pretend that it's has something to do with gay rights. By removing them different.
Yeah, by making it so pedophiles can get, like, special treatment. Like, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Literally, like, there's something in there about, again, that obviously differentiates pedophiles from gay people or whatever.
Yeah.
And you want to remove the part that talks about...
Well, the fact that gays are specifically included in the protected class and pedophiles are not. I mean, that's a pretty basic one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, the fucking mental gymnastics you're trying to pull off, dude. Nobody has that capability. Nobody's that mentally limber. They're just making an outrageous claim that it's somehow for gay rights.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's all about gay rights, so then you can't argue with it.
Yeah, they're getting pretty blatant fucking bullshit. Yeah, and like he was pointing out, you're still fucking like doubling and tripling down on your nonsense, dude. Like, the shit you tried to pull in secret or fucking, on the sly or whatever has been noticed. Like, you would think they'd back off and be like, oh, that didn't work. 4th and long, time to punt. Like, nope, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah. So, and well, the thing is, there was another one where, like, they voted specifically against pedophiles, like that person. Like, on a bill or something that didn't make any sense to me. Like, I was just kind of baffled by that one.
Yeah, it was a unanimous vote, including them, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't really make a lot of sense. I was like, oh, okay, I suppose, like...
So yeah, that lawmaker should be put on a fucking watch list.
Yeah, you would think. Because, like, I
Yeah,
mean,
that dude, that guy.
it's such a
Sorry,
weird fucking
her.
thing to even like consider. Like,
Yeah, apparently the fucking the alleged trans female went after another like actual female lawmaker and was like screaming at her on the fucking floor to the point where the female lawmaker was like requesting to be fucking escorted to her car. So yeah, no, it's fucking glad that person's you know, part of the legislative process.
yeah, that's really a useful thing for us to have there. We need more pro pedophile politicians. Really, is ultimately what it is.
Yeah. Right, dude. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's like such a weird fucking circumstance for everything. It's like,
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, I view all this that when the absurdity gets to that level, I'm like, dude, I kind of think we might actually be living in a simulation, dude.
yeah,
Like this much fucking absurdity and insanity can't fucking arise naturally. I mean, I guess that's just wishful thinking on my part. Dude,
that's what that
really
was my
does
comment
seem-
underneath. Was like, I mean, how long before people were just like, I'm not gonna just like, I'm just gonna start killing people. You know what I mean? Like, at what point do
Yeah,
you just like have to acknowledge that you're just ignoring the people entirely?
yeah, yeah, and you know, trying to fucking protect disgusting people and disgusting acts. Oh, I didn't see the one about the cop 65 retail theft claims. I missed that one.
Oh yeah, he was doing price tag changing. He thought he was gonna get away with it.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he legitimately thought, oh yeah, no, changing the price tags, I'm not gonna get away with it. And he did it at a ton of fucking places, over and over and over. It was just like so blatant, it was disturbing.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a cop here. I dare you. And they called his bluff, apparently.
Yep. Well, you saw the one where the cop he was using his position to like fuck 14-year-olds or whatever?
Yes, dude. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of those lately, actually. Like interrogation videos and shit like that. But yeah, that one was fucking nuts. Like, I know we got a warrant for all this shit already, so, what, do I have to give you the code to get into my car? Yeah, you kind of have to, fucking asshole. They got a fucking warrant. But yeah, that guy was pretty fucking disgusting. But again, I got away with it for way longer than he should have, because he's a fucking cop.
Yep, police is, it's good to be the king, essentially.
Yeah. Because he had a bunch, right? Like, I mean, there was the 14-year-old that he actually fucked that we know about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's probably a bunch of shit that he fucking got away with.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, I'm sure he was doing that for years and banging all sorts of people. Like I'm sure they weren't all kids either. You know, I mean, that's just the creepiest part of it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, I love the fucking with scammers shit is great too.
Yeah, the one where he sent the air tag.
Yeah, yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, no, that was the greatest part. Just like, oh, I wish I had video of him trying to fucking put those hundreds into the Bitcoin machine and fucking try to deposit them.
Oh yeah, I was wondering about that the whole video. I'm going, there's no fucking way that's real. Like, I just was like, there's no fucking
Yeah.
way they're putting $30,000 out there for a fucking scam busting.
Yeah, because they look real, like you said. And, you know, he finally fucking. Cause I'm like, no way, dude. You're actually sending that much money, and of course it wasn't. He just had like the most realistic looking fucking fake, you know, counterfeit bills or whatever that he could find. But I wish he would have fucking led with that. Like that didn't need to be a later reveal. You know what I mean? Because I was like, no way did he actually do this, because they're gonna still have the money. Like, and sure enough, he didn't. But yeah, because he shows the video, and dude, those are some very, very convincing counterfeit bills.
Yeah. I kind of wondered at the legality of filming them. I know it seems weird, but if I remember correctly, it's actually illegal in a lot of cases to film in certain ways, like money. If it's the right size, like it has to be like a different size.
Oh, right, right, right. Yeah, I assume any amount of scrutiny or whatever. Like that dude probably tried to fucking pass those bills. Like,
Oh yeah, but I mean, yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure whoever it did was not real thrilled about that. But yeah, that was funny. I was like, you're not gonna trust some other fucking scammer to not fucking steal your money, like, right? Like that's not a thing real fucking people do.
Yeah, like, are you gonna call him out and he's gonna return it? Like, yeah, like you said before he actually. So I guess it is kind of good that he, like, there was a point, I guess, to not pointing out the fact that they were fake immediately. But yeah, the whole time I'm like, wait, did you actually send that much fucking money? But again, I should have realized, like, I don't care how much money your channel's bringing in, there's no fucking way you would send them that much.
No. And you wouldn't send it without some sort of fucking guarantee.
Yeah, way to retrieve it. Yeah, to guarantee you're gonna get it back. Yeah.
Because, like, I'm not putting $30,000 in somebody's hands unless I know for a fact I have some way of recompense should they try to be fucking stealing from me and shit. You know?
Yeah.
You'd have to be out your goddamn mind. That's a lot of fucking money, right? I mean...
Yeah. There's definitely ones that are more satisfying as far as that goes. Like, where they're fucking like, yeah, I deleted almost all the dude's files as he was trying to fucking rip me off. And, like, you know...
Oh, yeah, those are fucking great.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, because they'll be like taunting me, like, no, I still got this on your computer that I'm you know, like the scammers, and they're like, dude, that's a virtual fucking, like, that's not even my actual computer, that's like a fucking cloned, or whatever the fuck you call it. Like, there's nothing you're actually affecting on a real computer.
No.
I don't know what the fuck you call it, but do you know what I'm talking about, where they literally...
Oh, yeah. It's not a real computer. Yeah, it's a virtual machine or something they call it.
Yeah. So there's actually not really any chance of them actually, like, even if they think they're doing something with their remote access, it's not actually happening on an actual machine.
No, yeah, it's a pretty clever way to do it, actually. It's kind of an interesting concept.
Yeah.
It used to be one of the ways that you would use to pirate stuff.
Oh,
you would do everything in a virtual machine because you can control all of the things a lot more effectively. And the people who, are trying to protect their stuff, like anything that they have that might fuck your computer up, you can prevent it from happening because it's all in a virtual machine.
Yeah, that's just pretty fucking funny.
So they would use that as a means to, what do you call it? Man, my brain ain't working no more.
cloning a computer, a desktop, basically. Yeah, the dum-dums thing, I wasn't getting at first. So it makes me, I guess, a bit of a dum-dum. I'm like, why is he sending them fucking lollipops? Then I'm like, oh, they're dum-dums specifically.
Oh no, really?
Like, hey, you're a dum-dum for getting this fucking, fooled by this shit. Not very long. I mean, it wasn't like I was there for like 5 minutes or something. But I was at first, I was, you know what I mean? I was focusing on the fact he was sending lollipops instead of registering what the name of the lollipops were.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
You missed the part that was more relevant.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't relevant that they were candy. It was relevant that they were dum-dums.
Yeah.
Did you see the one about the cops taunting the guy?
Dude, yes, yeah.
And mind you, no crime had been committed. They had no excuse whatsoever to detain him for anything. Yeah, even if they thought he was the person, they had no reason for detaining. There was no crime. They had no legal reason whatsoever to sit and harass him like that.
Yeah, certainly the cuffing.
Fucking
and all
insane.
That. Like, dude.
Like the part that was the thing that like so seems like apparently they didn't understand that you have to actually commit a crime for the police to be involved. Like it was like I couldn't believe that the one dude called 911. That was fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like you had a salesman at your door. Open the door, say no thank you, close your door.
Yeah. Yeah, or at least not call 911. That's not a fucking emergency.
Yeah, or ignore your door and they'll go away. Either way, like if you want to answer the door, answer the door. If you don't. But that's not a criminal act, nor is it even a remotely suspicious one. Salespeople come and knock on people's doors. It's a thing that happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're saying that the dude was looking in like windows and fucking all that other shit, but even that's not really a fucking 911 call. Like it's
Well, I mean, he's looking in the windows and he probably was writing down the address and saying like, this house looked like there was nobody in there, nobody answered the door, and that's probably part of his paperwork for his sales job. Because he's going door to door, he probably has to make notes about each house he stops at. Whether he talks to somebody, whether they're interested, whether they bought anything, whether there was nobody there, whether somebody was there but it wasn't an old enough person, that somebody said to come back at a different time. Like all those kind of things are things you would write down as a salesman. Because, if you talk to somebody that can't, it's a kid or something, you come back later and talk to the parents, and try to do your sale then. If you same thing if you knock on the door and no one's there, so... If you look around and you see through the window and you see them kind of hiding from you and they're not answering the door anyway, then all right, whatever, I'll just give up. But you look around, there's nobody there, there's nobody answering the door, come back later. You mark it down, you write it down.
Yeah. The cops should have never been, what do you call it, called at all, but it definitely wasn't an emergency. Like,
even if you were going to call the cops over that. You could have easily
taken the time to look up the police department number and called the non-emergency line.
Like, I'm sorry, but it just kind of seems like there's a black guy on my porch. Just the fucking call the guy wanted to make.
Because wasn't it a white dude?
No, I thought it was a black dude.
It looked like it to me, but I could have sworn I heard the dude say it was a white guy.
Could have been. But either way, it's the same sort of it's the same sort of thought. It's like oh my god, there's a black guy on my porch. Like, so fucking what? Like. Is he holding a fucking magazine or a Bible and he's gonna fucking try to sell you some shit? And maybe you don't need to be afraid.
The whole situation was absurd. The fucking cops were complete fucking dicks.
Well, not only did he not look like the guy, he wasn't dressed remotely like the dude.
Yeah.
The dude was wearing a tan pair of slacks and a yellow hoodie.
Yeah, fucking white pants, and the dude was wearing, like, I know he had blue jeans on, he wasn't wearing white pants.
Yeah, he was wearing a blue jeans and a blue-gray sweater.
Yeah.
And the other guy was in, like, a yellow hoodie with, like, khakis, and it was like, you gotta be kidding me, it's not even close to the same outfit. Do you think he changed clothes? First of all, he wasn't breaking any crimes, any laws, so why would he feel the need to disguise himself in any way.
Yeah,
I imagine that was a salesman, and usually what they'll do is they'll have like one vehicle that brings a bunch of salesmen into your yard, your neighborhood, and they'll all start at like different corners and shit, and work their way in.
Right.
So that salesman probably took his little notes, went off and did another door or two while the police were still on their way, and then hopped in like a van or a sedan or like somebody's minivan or something like that, and was carted off to the next little area to go fucking sell shit.
Yeah. The dude calling the cops or calling 911. Definitely male Karen. I forget what they call them.
So the one that bothered me about that was, pardon me, the guy who was in the video supposedly was in the comments saying like, yeah, I filed a complaint. I'm going to follow up with the complaint. We'll see where that goes. And it's like, nah, dude, you need to go get a fucking lawyer, and you need to get one now, because that was completely out of fucking line.
Yeah, I would hope that some lawyer in the neighborhood, or at least in that state, would see that and be like, no, yeah, let me represent you, please. Let me handle everything from here.
Yeah, exactly.
I will get paid after the fact. I will fucking. This is such a slam dunk.
Oh, jeez, yeah. He should definitely get a few $1,000s for his trouble, like $5,000, $10,000, something like that.
Yeah.
Just because they were so blatantly disregarding his constitutional rights as well as everything else, and then laughing about it.
Dude,
they need to. Those people should not be cops. That was.
They still fucking didn't immediately uncuff him after they realized that no, this wasn't the guy. They still.
Oh yeah. They were super fucking reluctant to let him go. Yeah, that was really out of line.
Yeah, and the dude's obnoxious, but that's fucking immaterial. The dude was being difficult, but again, nothing illegal about it.
The way I've seen the police interact with a lot of these guys, it's pretty reasonable to be that super fucking over the top. You know what I mean? Because you can be polite about it, and then the police they start to threaten it and try to use intimidation.
Yeah.
So you got to come out hard, because the police just apparently don't give a shit about what the actual law is in a lot of those cases.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen plenty of cops actually still be fucking reasonable with the fucking obnoxious fuckers. But yeah, no, I understand that that's got to be a difficult thing to do. And you're like, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, that was nutty. What was it? You saw the fucking Chad kid? Who stopped the bus?
Yeah, no, I didn't watch that one, but I saw the headline. I was like, whoa,
yeah,
really?
he apparently, his dad had spent a lot of time what do you call it?
Going through scenarios that could
just let him back the car in and out of the driveway on his lap, or
okay,
like that kind of stuff, where he was just like all his so he'd had a lot of experience with vehicles and how to use the controls, and it just happened to work out in that specific circumstance, just so perfectly.
So dude, the bus driver had passed out while it happened?
I would imagine some sort of diabetic coma, just based on her physical appearance.
Yeah. So like I said, I saw the, but didn't chance to watch it. I just saw the fucking headline. Yeah, as I was looking through it, I didn't. The part where it said they were passed out was there was just not quite enough room for the passed out part to be visible when I was kind of scrolling through everything, and then the third time I rolled by it, I'm like, what? Did he stop it? It was the fucking dude passed out, or the driver passed out. That's pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, and then he parked it, and then he was getting people to call 911. That was the fucking Chad kid of the year right there, man.
Yeah. How old was he?
He was in junior high, so I don't know exactly how old, like 12, 13 maybe?
Yeah, 12 to 14, somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
12, 13. All right. Good for that kid.
Right?
Yeah, good for his dad, too, letting him fucking...
Oh, yeah, and his mom was all super proud and everything. It was pretty fucking cool. I just liked it because it was kind of a nice story, and you don't usually see a lot of, like, nice internet stories spreading out, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, a vast majority of it is fucked up shit, so it is nice to have a feel-good story thrown in there amongst all the negativity, the relentless negativity.
Yeah. Let's see, what was the other one that I thought was kind of funny was the idiot DUI guy in Texas.
Oh, the unlucky one. Yeah, no, unlucky. I got you.
I don't think that was unlucky. I think that was like you could have predicted that really, really easily.
Yeah, no, I was being very sarcastic.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you watched it or not. That's why.
Yeah, no, I did. And how do you have the lack of self-awareness to let to utter that phrase in front of the fucking jury?
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 times. I was unlucky 9 times. Like, that's such a fucking... Yeah, although, again, I suppose he probably actually thinks that's the case. Or I'm pretty sure he does. No, just really unlucky. Literally, I've only driven... I wonder if he actually tried to make the claim. I've literally only driven drunk 9 times. Got caught every single time. Instead of, again, doing it hundreds of times and only getting caught, the 9 times.
Yeah, it blows my mind. Some of the people out there, man, like there's people who have like hundreds of fucking convictions and shit for like petty crime. And it's like they get away with it because like, oh, they're a woman or they're like a kid or something. And it's like,
or
there really are situations where some people just cannot be allowed in society.
Yeah. No, well, you heard about that with the whole, bail is fucking New York, right? Where they just were like, no, I'm not going to do bail for people if they're poor. They don't have to have bail. And there's people that are committing like 60 offenses in like a fucking month and just continually being let out without bail.
Because they don't care. They're going to continue to commit crimes. Until they are physically incapable of committing crime.
Yeah.
They will continue to harm people until they're permanently stopped. It's like, I don't know, like conservatives are famous for the 3 strikes law that fucking liberals want to pretend is such a terrible thing.
Yeah.
I do think there is some merit in like you can't do 3 strikes for 1 crime. You know what I mean? Like, if you rob a bank, it can't be all 3 strikes because you robbed that bank. It can be 1 strike maximum per incident kind of thing.
Oh,
just because you stack felonies on somebody. Like, I can understand increasing the...
Yeah. No, it should definitely be 3 separate crimes or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, though, I'm fine with 3 crimes being like a death penalty. The 3 felonies. Because I don't agree with, like, the putting people in prison forever thing.
Yeah.
I think that's unnecessary, and, like, you could just put them down, like, and save money and time. And just be like, I'm sorry, but you just kept committing fucking felonious crimes. Like, you wouldn't fucking stop putting your fellow man at risk, so we're just not going to keep you on board anymore, buddy.
Yeah, having them just spend the rest of their life in prison is...
It's just going to fuck up other people, and, like, they're going to have a chance to destroy other people's lives who are maybe going to do a couple years and then go off to be productive citizens. Who knows,
Yeah, and if you commit a 3rd crime, knowing that the death penalty, if that's not enough of a deterrent for you, like, that's even a stronger case, in my opinion. Like... Yeah, you still did that shit knowing that you were potentially going to be put to death for it. Yeah, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, I gotta watch that. What the fuck? There's a video, I haven't watched it. I'm just looking at the headlines. There was some women's basketball coach, like college.
Oh, yeah?
And she got fired because she was having sex with one of her fucking players.
Oh, always a good choice?
Yeah, I haven't actually watched it. All I have is the headline. Just saying, I gotta watch that later. That's fucking great.
The one that always gets me are the ones where they're, like, sleeping with retarded kids.
Oh, right. Right.
Or, like, mentally ill people, like, where they're, like, severely, like, not real good with hygiene, mentally ill, like, level. Like, not just some guy has bipolar.
Right, right. Did we ever talk about Tucker getting fired?
I don't know, or I think we did a little bit.
Yeah, and then what is it? Somehow they were like releasing they've been releasing footage of like kind of behind the scenes shit that was being filmed but was never intended to be put out, I assume. Where he had said something like, "Hey, Media Matters, go fuck yourselves." Like, and I guess they're thinking that it's supposed to make him look bad, I guess. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome, dude. I like to do more now. Like, it's not having the intent or the impact you think it is.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was funny that like they didn't foresee that like he would be more people would like him for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how you feel about Tucker, but I
like Tucker. I don't dislike him. I just
Yeah.
I don't think he's like 100% like. I think he's mostly just in it for the money. I mean, honestly, like I don't think he's like super like really ideological driven. As much as he puts on, I think it's mostly the money. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I feel like he's more genuine than fucking a vast majority, or really anyone else in the fucking like the regular.
He was one of the few people who was really like fucking sharing some truth, like.
Yes, yeah, definitely talking about shit that none of the other mainstream media would talk about. Yeah. Because I was watching a clip of his, I think he's doing some podcast or something. And he's like, why can't I ask a question like, wow, that's Building 7, the fucking, during 9/11, that was what's going on there? He's like, I can't ask that question? I'm like, I'm not saying anything specific about what happened. I'm just saying, I don't know, maybe that is normal, but I can't ask the question?
No question for you.
Yeah, no conspiracy. No conspiracy theories. That's criminal. What the hell? Apparently The Rock is... somebody's trying to sue The Rock for $3 billion? All right.
What did they find out? He's doing steroids? Were they that, like, surprised? Were they like, oh my god, steroids? The Rock? Filing a lawsuit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, do you know what that's about? Because I don't. I just saw a headline.
No, I have no idea. That's fucking crazy. You said $3 billion. Is that like a joke, or is that like legitimately they think they're getting that much money?
Yeah, well, the headline, it's from Charlie, a Moist Critical / Penguin Z0 guy.
Oh, okay, so it's probably not quite $3 billion.
Yeah, well, that's the headline, or his, again, I have not watched it, I'm scrolling through here. It just says wild $3 billion lawsuit. That's the title of the video. All right, either way.
It's fucking hilarious. I've been getting a lot of Moist Criticals videos notes because you started sending the one. And I've been really getting a kick out of a lot of his shit now.
Yeah, I like him, dude. Yeah, he's solid. Oh, the Bud Light stuff. God damn. The Bud Light shit is just fucking amazing, dude. That bitch still have a job? The fucking the marketing bitch that thought it was a good idea to hire.
She's been put on leave. What that means, I don't know.
Yeah, it means it's a woman. She's a woman, and they don't want to fire her outright until after people forget about it. I'm guessing.
It must. That's the only thing I can think of, honestly.
Yeah, because dude, the hit they've taken, dude, is apparently in the billions of dollars, dude.
Yeah. Oh, they lost like $5 billion. The fact that they're not
Yeah,
firing her is probably more sexist than if they did fire
yeah,
her.
yeah. I would be curious to see if they just outright fired her, and that people complained about it. I'm like, where the fuck can you lose your company $5 billion fucking dollars and still keep your job? Like, how is that a reasonable fucking expectation? Yeah, it's again more modern day insanity, I guess.
Yeah.
Fox News ratings plummet after Tucker Carlson's departure. Shocking. Sorry, again, I'm just scrolling through the fucking my feed in YouTube. But yeah, from what I understand, Dylan Mulvaney apparently had made videos. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna just fucking pretend to be a woman to get attention and fucking all this shit. And people are still backing his fucking insane attention addicted ass.
Why? I wonder why. Like they didn't think that people would be upset with like somebody whose audience is primarily children being the
Yeah.
spokesperson for beer.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. Because I assume you'd have to know who normally drinks Bud Light. And that they would not take kindly to that, dude. It's... Let's go after some market that are probably never going to drink our beer and make sure we alienate our existing market while we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, wise decisions all around.
I
Yeah.
often like to base my decisions on what would be the worst possible choice.
Yeah.
And then just do the worst possible choice.
I just want to see what would happen. I don't really care about actually succeeding. Everything's just a fucking social experiment now.
Oh yeah, everything is a social experiment because nobody wants to fucking take responsibility for the shit they do.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it was nice to finally see women like getting upset about his obviously over the top fucking portrayal of, I don't know, like a fucking junior high school girl. Like it's a fucking parody of like a fucking, you know, like a 12, 13, 14-year-old girl. And fucking, yeah, it was nice to see at least.
I don't know that that's a real human he's parodying. So much as just like some fucking character he made up. Like, I don't think anybody really is like that. That's too fucking mannequin crazy.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's an extreme exaggeration of that. I'm not saying anybody would that he's actually for portraying any real life people, but it's like that's what he looked at and was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking be a fucking over the top, ridiculous caricature of like a fucking junior high school girl.
Yeah. I would not be real thrilled if he was trying to claim that he was a man. Like, we don't have a choice but to accept him, but let's be real, none of us want to. Nobody wants him on their team.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. But yeah, it would be nice if more women did come out. And can you stop giving Woman of the Year awards to people that just came out as trans women, like within the last year or two? Can one of the qualifications for these Women of the Year awards be
Like an actual woman?
Like they've been women for, I don't know, at least 10 years or something.
You would
Yeah,
think.
I don't, yeah. It seems pretty fucking, like insulting. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
give that trans woman an award. They've been dressing like that for 6 months now.
Well, I think it's mostly just because they want to make people mad. Like, they genuinely just want to infuriate people that don't agree with it.
Yeah, yeah. Like, oh, you're a transphobe. Like, no, this is just fucking ridiculous. Yeah, and women should, you would think, would be the most angry about it. Like, yeah, it doesn't make me angry. I just think it's fucking ridiculous. Oh, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I do kind of take a certain amount of offense just in the regards of Dylan Mulvaney's audience is almost entirely like underage.
Oh, right.
For drinking, and so it's like they're like teenagers and like young adults that are like 18 or 19, and like that in and of itself, that's disturbing. But like also, I don't want somebody whose primary audience is fucking teenagers selling beer.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
is that so wrong? I don't.
Like it's a low key, kind of like how cigarette companies would have like cartoon mascots.
Yeah.
Like Joe Camel. They're like, no, we're not marketing to children. What? Just because we're using cool
cartoon animals? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so we can't just use a modern day version of that. They're like, yeah, no, they're not old enough to drink, but if we can hook them now. Obviously failed spectacularly, or hopefully.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That was the part that really got me. I don't know that's why everybody else was upset, but it was really what bothered me about it was like sell beer wherever you want. I'm not going to buy it because it's not somebody I agree with.
Right.
And I think people are mistaking that with a boycott. I don't think people are boycotting. Right. I think people are just like, I don't agree with what you're trying to sell politically, so I'm not going to fucking buy your product.
Yeah, I'm not going to support your product. Yeah.
And it's a very natural, but it's not like somebody went out and announced like, oh, we're all going to boycott this place. They were just like, it just happened, and it's not even only in like conservative areas.
Yeah, no, it seemed to piss pretty much everybody off. It was quite the accomplishment. It's right up there with, everyone universally hating Velma. Like, it's not easy to piss off all sides. And they managed.
Yeah.
Well, the second instance in human history of the internet being united. It was how fucking horrible Velma was and Dylan Mulvaney shilling Bud Light. Way to go, guys. You did it. You pulled off the impossible.
Man, I didn't do my laundry before this, so I don't have any laundry to fold. It's not fair.
That is unfortunate.
Oh, wow. I'm just doing target practice because target practice doesn't take too much effort. I don't have to think about it, and nothing's shooting at me.
All right.
But I got 27,000 damage, 148 kills. Yeah, that's silly.
Nice.
Oh yeah, we got the May the 4th. Okay, I don't know if you, because this was a brand new one, but the MRE water one, that one blew me the fuck away.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Who needed?
That one,
okay. I assume you were on the same page. Nobody needs to be told not to drink the water that they pour into the MRE heater that interacts with the packet of chemicals and turns to boiling water and heats up your MRE food. and it is written clearly on the packaging in the MREs as well not to drink that water as well.
Yeah.
But this lady decided that, she wanted to do a social media post about how she survives in the military being Asian, as if there's some fucking concern about that. Like, they don't give a shit what race you are, lady. You're in the fucking military. There is no more even ground you could possibly find.
Yeah. They will take any fucking any race of person to throw through the fucking meat grinder of the military.
Yeah, they do not give a shit. And so she made a pack of ramen with the fucking water from the thing.
Wow. Jesus, dude, that is exceptionally stupid. Yeah. I completely misunderstood what that one was, so I probably should have watched it. So I thought they were saying, like, yeah, no, I drank this water even though it looked like it was spoiled or something.
Well, in her case, it was, I drank this water even though, like, no reasonable human being would ever consider that to be a choice that you would normally want to make.
Yeah. I didn't even consider that level of stupidity was possible. When I saw that headline, I thought they were just like drinking regular like water that came. Does water come in at Mary's?
Usually you provide your own. Some MREs have water that comes in them, like in a little pouch pre-designed to add to make the stuff warm. Right, but most of the time, no. And it's essentially because they're trying to save weight. They don't want to have, what do you call it?
Yeah, they want to keep the weight down. I got you, dude.
Yeah, they don't want to have, well, and also they don't want to have things that can break easily and what do you call it? Fuck up other stuff. Like, so you don't want like a bunch of water that potentially leak in your pack.
Yeah, that can just spoil the entire thing if it fucking ruptures or whatever. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and so that's usually why they don't do it. But it's just depends on what kind of ration pack. Honestly, though.
Yeah, I would assume that. Most military situations, they assume you can at least bring your own fresh water. Or at least have access to fresh water. So
usually you have a canteen, and you would get your own either fresh water from like supplies or like because you're in a base or whatever, or you would like find like a river or a stream and just pop out with, what do you call it, like those water purification tablets, throw a couple in there.
Yeah.
Or boil it and filter it depending on the situation and how they have you all set up and what kind of concerns would be in the wide world of like, what do you call it? So, like, water purification is better if there's just germs in the water, but if there's chemicals, you want some sort of filtration to, like, pull out the chemicals.
Gotcha. There you go. Here it is. Bam. Sorry, I'm still playing Far Cry 4 as I'm
doing the guns, yeah. Oh, so I was thinking, what about Allegedly In?
About what?
That'd be a great name for our show. Just Allegedly In.
Allegedly In?
Yeah, like Allegedly in Minecraft, but without the Minecraft, just copyright stuff. Or is that too fucking weird?
That's fine.
It just seemed one that was, like, not too specific, giving us a lot of wiggle room for whatever kind of content we ever want to post. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah, like Allegedly In ... like something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Or without the ... Maybe like an exclamation point. Or just allegedly in with nothing.
All right. That's fine.
It sounded kind of clever and like the kind of thing that's easy to remember.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
All right, I'll try to figure out how to get as many of the different accounts as I can. Was there anything else really going on in the news?
Yeah, probably. Let me take a look again. Put the name down for a minute. Go back to searching through my YouTube feed.
Oh, there's this the Steven Crowder thing is weird, man. That's hard to watch.
Yeah, he's. I don't know. I have to assume he's just not taking any advice. And just,
or like his dad's advice only or something stupid.
Yeah. Because it all seems he's not handling any of it particularly well. He's definitely a lot of double, triple, quadrupling down. Yeah, it's very, very fucking bizarre.
What's up, Mr. Samaj?
Hello.
Ooh.
Hello.
Oh, so what do you think? I'm thinking the new account name we'll probably do with Rumble is allegedly in.
I think it needs the ... dude.
You think it needs allegedly in ... Yeah, I mean I can add the ... That is certainly a thing.
Yeah. So it's basically leading into the thing is what his thought process was.
Oh yeah, like allegedly
without,
in Minecraft.
Without actually putting in the Minecraft part.
Because you can't.
That's why I feel like the ... would be good, but again, I'm flexible. Yeah, you're talking about the name of the
Rumble
potential Rumble channel, right?
Yeah, but I'd also try to get you the YouTube channel, the Twitch channel, the Twitter, the email.
What? Huh?
Oh, I was saying, I was thinking for our new name when we try to switch over and do like the Rumble stuff, allegedly in.
Maj is lost.
Well, unfortunately, unfortunately, my awesome, amazing MacBook Pro is acting up again. So, yeah, what it does, it turns itself off when I get like half power on my thing, and I'm pretty sure that's designed to do that, so that way I get frustrated and go out and buy a new one.
Oh yeah, like don't they do that with the fucking
the phones?
Yeah, the updates. I was gonna say like the updates make them less effective.
Mm-hmm.
And it's specific to Apple. Like it's a thing that they've actually had like lawsuits about.
Well, and they were found guilty of, and all they did is they paid the fine. Like they tried to give them the biggest fine possible, so it's a couple $1 billion. And it's like, well, we make so much money, who cares? So they just paid it, and they kept going. So nothing changed. So it tells you how ineffective some laws can be.
Yeah, it's always the irony of people who genuinely think like people that break laws are going to follow different laws.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, you genuinely think that the guy who snuck a rifle onto the airplane is going to change his mind because you changed the wording about the law he was breaking. Like, you can't... How do you get that dumb? You know? Like...
Well...
You gotta wonder, like, how does a person get that fucking dumb?
Well, and then you look at the politicians and all this... The ones who are going against this, like the tech companies... Oh, they're all fire and brimstone. They're like, oh yeah, you're an awful, terrible thing, and blah 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 blah. I pushed for all this, but they use that as a springboard for their, like to try and get appeal and all that. It's like, what you're doing is not going to make any difference. It's not going to have all this stuff. They're just going to pay it and move on. So, yeah, I don't trust it.
Yeah. Well, and what bothers me is the fine doesn't go to the people that were harmed.
Mm-hmm.
Why should the fine go to the government instead of being split up evenly amongst all of the people who own those phones?
See, that's why I think this whole right to repair thing is so important.
Yeah, the one that just went through in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's kind of sparking more. Yeah, that's a big fucking deal. I think a lot of people don't know.
Well, you see, like when it comes to like what the excuse often gets with the phones is that, well, the battery's worn out. It's like, well, okay, well, let's just get a new battery in there. Oh, we don't work that way. You have to buy a whole new phone. It's like, well, if the problem is the battery, just replace the battery. It's just not going to be a thing. And so now they're trying to make it so that way you can't do it. It's impossible to change the battery.
Well, yeah, no, it's an internal battery, right? There's no real way to switch them out, right? I mean, there's definitely phones like that where the battery is essentially you can't access it.
See, the excuse
you pop the phone open and you unsolder the leads and take the battery out.
Okay, so not readily accessible.
Yeah,
the excuse that we often get is that the battery is soldered in place. You can't move it. You can't just, replace it and do whatever else. But there are YouTube channels, there are tech channels that do just that, and it's really not that hard. And there was a website that you can go to actually purchase batteries designed for this, and it's like it's a repair kit. Now that service isn't available in Canada, so I can't use it, but you guys can in the States, and they'll give you the kit, show you how it's all done. It's actually not that hard. And you don't really need to solder anything in place. Half the time, it's all right there for you. And if it does get more complicated, there are ways to do that. Not to mention, there's like phone repair places out there that you can just go to. Sure, they might not be licensed by Apple, but that's not really a big issue because sometimes you don't need to be licensed by Apple. Just do it.
You're probably better off going to a place not licensed by Apple.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll give you all kinds of bullshit.
I got away from Apple and what's the other one? Macintosh or whatever. Like Apple and Macintosh are like two parts of the same company. A while ago when I found out like all my iTunes music was being converted into a format that I couldn't use on anything but an iPod, including the music I had fucking burned from CDs that I owned. That I had specifically burned into MP3s so I could just use a generic MP3 player. Like, I liked having iTunes, but I didn't like having an iPod.
Yeah, iTunes you can awesome.
Yeah, you can buy any other like regular MP3 player for way cheaper and get way more capacity.
Yep. Like, I remember when I first started getting to iPods, they were awesome. Like, iTunes, you just pop in a CD and then get all the music you want and you're good to go. Like, that was fucking awesome. I loved it. And you know what I would do is I'd go to the public library where all these CDs were. You sign up. I didn't even sign them up. I just sat there and uploaded CDs onto my computer, and then there you go. It's like, it was fucking great. I loved it.
I actually bought all the CDs that I had because I had CDs for a long time before MP3s were even available. So I had a ton. And so I loved it because I had all this music already. And I could go through and make my own little mixes of like, well, I really like this song and I really like that song. And I don't have to have all from the same artist every time. And I'd already been experimenting with making like mixes of songs, making my own CDs. But man, with the iTunes or with the iPod, it was even just so fast and easy.
Oh yeah. It's like when you think back to the bygone era, it's like, yeah, Apple used to be fucking awesome with the iTunes and everything. I loved it, and for the longest time, I was like that. And then they started doing other things like podcasts and everything. Like I used to love it. I'd go to the gym, or if I have a boring day at work, I'll just listen to to a podcast. It was great. Man, they've gone downhill from there.
Well, yeah. Oh, I forgot the part. They transferred my library into different format and then wanted me to pay them money to put it back into MP3s.
God damn.
It was like 10 or 20 cents a song, and I'm like, I'm not paying you like $500 to reconvert my own music that I own the CDs for, that you should never have changed the format of in the first place without even so much as my permission. Like, nah. I've never been back to Apple or iPod or any of that shit. I'll never use their products again.
Yeah, I just never have. Yeah, I remember, my ex's daughter wanted like an iPod or something like that, and I was just like looking at the prices, all that shit, and the storage for price or whatever, and I'm like, all right, this MP3 player is like less than half the cost, and it's got more than twice the capacity.
Yeah.
And like, my ex was trying to like, tell me that like, no, it's got, buying the Apple product is like some kind of weird status thing. I'm like, I'm not fucking buying an Apple product. I know it's not for me, but I still can't do it.
Yeah, the status is definitely a factor for a lot of those phones, or not phones, the product.
Yeah, no, I had it. I used to work for Verizon, but way back before smartphones and all that shit. Verizon Wireless, and the guys that I used to work with that still work there, like, yeah, no, people will come in. They're like, yeah, no, I fucking hate Apple products and all that, but I can't be seen with not an iPhone.
Which
again, I discarded that, like as a teenager, I would think at least. That fucking stupid, like how ridiculous that is.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, there's a lot of adults that still fucking think along those lines. Can't have my fucking,
Oh yeah, that always blows my mind. I don't understand because like, it makes me wonder their process, their mental process. Like, if I'm pulling my phone out, I don't care what anyone thinks about my phone. I'm just making a text or a phone call.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to think less of me because I don't have the phone, I could not want to be anywhere near that person less.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the kind of person I have any respect for, so why would I give a shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, you think my phone is the thing that's important about me? All right, well, you're stupid and I don't fucking want to be around you. Like, all right, I'm out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But there's a lot of fucking people.
Well, it's
think exactly that shit. A lot of fucking wealthy people, specifically, apparently.
Well, sort of. I mean, there were like cheaper iPods and iPhones and stuff at the time, sort of. So I mean, there were ways around that. I think it's like for a lot of kids, it's like, do you like this cartoon or that cartoon? Do you enjoy this or that? It becomes part of a group thing. So I'm actually not that surprised that kids are going to be like that, or they try to get into those little niches. And like Apple, like I said, like earlier we were talking about like iTunes and transferring songs and stuff. That was really revolutionary stuff. And sure, other companies did it, but Apple managed to make it look good and fun, and everyone was doing it. And then it's like, oh, I can get any song I want, go to the library and that kind of shit. So it's like I said, it does kind of become like a status thing.
No, I get it. I understand that it becomes a status thing. I just don't understand why people care.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an odd... Yeah, it's been so long, even entertaining that fucking...
It's like I'm not wearing a pair of Levi jeans. I'm wearing like a $20 pair of shorts I bought off of Amazon. I'm comfortable. If somebody thinks that makes me less of a good person or a loser because they're not like whatever fucking brand name, then I don't give a shit.
I think it depends. Like, kids are kind of like that. They are what they are. So, and then it becomes kind of part of your identity as you grow up. It's like,
Mm.
I love this. I've always liked this. And you get older, it's like, yeah, I still like it. And you're kind of scared that you don't want to say that because otherwise you might get ostracized or something.
I was always like this though, even in high school. Like one year we tried to challenge the requirement for gym clothes. We were like, why do we have to buy your gym clothes? Like, I'll just buy like 3 fucking white t-shirts and a couple of cheap pairs of shorts down at fucking Walmart for like 15-20 bucks instead of spending $50 on one t-shirt and one pair of shorts that are mediocre that have your fucking school name on them.
Yeah, that was.
And they were like, no, you have to. Well, if you can't afford it, it's like, no, I got $50 in my pocket right now because I don't blow money on stupid shit like this.
Well, I mean,
that's
for
why
the school,
I have money in my pocket, because I don't throw it away on dumb name brand shit. So why can't I fucking buy a couple of regular t-shirts and a couple of pairs of shorts that are, going to allow me to do all the fucking gym shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that definitely should be fucking making that shit a requirement. Really should be fucking.
Yeah, that's the part we didn't
unlawful.
like. We were like, we shouldn't have to spend $50 for some fucking bullshit for a class every year.
Well,
For like a pair of shorts. If it was like a home ec class where I'm like cooking food and eating it or something, all right, yeah, pay for materials, or like
And the ingredients.
woodworking or metalworking, and you got to pay for materials. Sure, makes sense. But gym was just kind of dumb.
yeah. Well, I would imagine some schools are trying to do it because they want to generate revenue. Because yeah, $50 seems like a bit much because you're gonna get like clothes with the school's logo on it. It's like, really?
Yeah, I think the extra money they made off of that went to like the
revenue.
athletic stuff, like football team and like the baseball team and shit.
Although I do know that like some people like make that as part of their memories or part of their identities as they grow up because you have the school's name and it's something like we were all part of a team. And then I can imagine that it also creates a type of bonding effect, if you will, with you and your teammates and all that. I can imagine that there's like some benefit from that. But if the price is unreasonable, I mean the price is unreasonable. I understand what the goal is, like, yeah, I don't know. But, like my schools used to do that all the time. Like, every year, my school would go through a debate of whether or not they should implement a uniform. And I'm like, why? Yeah. But that was, like, forever a debate. And even now, it's still a debate thing. It's like, why? No one wants it. Are you assuming because anime is popular with kids now, it's like maybe they go along with it? Sort of, I guess. I mean, I look back to anime and it seems weird.
Grapes.
That's okay.
In my area, uniforms did make sense, even though we never ended up doing them, because there were a lot of fucking gangs, and they weren't like hardcore like the ones in LA, but they're still trying to fucking beat each other up or like pull knives on each other and shit. And so the idea behind uniforms there was, well, you don't have any way of signifying which gang you're in. Like, you can't hang a fucking red bandana out of your fucking pocket without being really easily noticed and picked up by the school staff. So if you're in a uniform, you'd have no way of differentiating your gang from the other gangs. Is the idea. I don't know that it would necessarily work that way. I think people would figure out different ways around that. Like, oh, well, the people that wear their hats sideways to the right are in this gang, and the people that fold down their left sock are in this other gang. I think they would do stupid shit like that, would just continue on. But that was their logic on it. So at least there was some thought.
Yeah, and anywhere that had like a uniform dress code, like here, like you didn't have to buy it from the school. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't. You just had to buy, blue pants or whatever, khaki pants or whatever.
Yeah, blue or khaki pants or shorts, and then like they had to be, but they had to be like dress pants or dress shorts. They couldn't be blue jeans.
Yeah.
And then you had to buy like a white shirts that were like long or short sleeved. You had like you had to have like a jacket that went on that was like a long sleeve jacket. Yeah, they had pretty basically. It was just like, here's the kind of clothes that you have to wear, and then people would make their own uniform essentially.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
you
like
could
at
buy
the
it from wherever the
tail
fuck you
end of
want.
that, just before I got out of junior high. I think my junior high went to uniforms.
Yeah, it would never happen when I was in school. This was when my kids were in school.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Although in our case, I think what they ended up doing was going to dress codes and then just systematically eliminating all the gang paraphernalia as they found it.
Yeah,
Which is
Yeah.
probably your best bet anyway,
Speaking of dress codes, I keep hoping that one school here in Canada is going to finally implement their dress code. Because you remember that teacher with those fake prosthetic tits?
Oh,
Those
yeah.
fucking huge ones. And it's like they have a dress code saying like nothing of that kind. And yet here's this teacher, and then they change their dress code to say
I
only
thought I
students.
heard that teacher got suspended.
Nope, still there.
Oh, did it
still
get
doing their thing.
rescinded? Because no,
Yeah.
I saw news things where they were talking about that person being suspended.
yeah. They was not wearing the fake tits anywhere other than school or something like that.
Oh no, he wore them everywhere. There's photos of the guy in public swimming pools, in going skydiving, shopping, all the other kinds of things. He's doing it in a lot of places, lots of photos, and it's fucking weird. It's creepy.
That's one of those things where like the police should be involved, and that person should be in a fucking institution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude was fucking.
Yeah, March
Yeah,
2nd,
obviously
2023, Kayla Lemieux, Canadian teacher with size Z prosthetic breast placed on paid leave.
Z. Is that what those were? Z? God damn.
Size Z prosthetic.
Oh my god. I didn't fucking Christ.
I don't know if they've
Yeah.
since rescinded that leave or the person has come back, but I know that it did happen.
Alright. Well, at least something happened. God damn.
Yeah, I thought I had heard that like something like that where they, or maybe they just caught him one time not wearing them or something. Yeah, something like that.
In January, the school board agreed to, because like you can see the nipples poking through their outfit, his outfit.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, that's clearly not appropriate clothing.
You think?
And they're not part of that person's body, so I don't give a fuck how they feel about wearing them.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not that's not a relevant issue.
Essentially, the school's saying that they're more scared of the trans lobby than they are of the parents. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, you got your priorities mixed up, but I don't know. Goes to tell you how much fear that they tend to go through.
Yeah, they don't want to. Yeah. It seemed like that person was like daring them to do something so they could file a discrimination lawsuit or something.
Probably. But it's like, you're already in trouble with the parents, and it's like your school's going to get shut down because eventually they're going to, something's going to happen. Like either the students are going to rebel, which they already are, or they'll just start taking the kids out, which I would recommend that they would do. I bought 3 chocolate bars today, and it's fucking hot out today, and they're all melted. It's like I could feel the wrapper. So it's just a gooey mess in there. It's like, fuck. I guess I'm just gonna stick them in the freezer or something. I'm not touching these things.
Yeah, this is not chocolate bar weather, my friend.
No, I should have had them as soon as I bought them, but then I had to catch a bus, so I'm like, okay. Then I just kind of forgot. So now I'm just emptying out the bag. I'm like, fuck, they're all melted and gooey. Ugh. Anyway, I'm going to be right back. Just going to stick them in the freezer.
Noise. Oh shit, I forgot to turn the volume down. I don't know if that was picking up at all. Probably not. But no need for the volume on the game anyway. Yeah, Oh shit, I should probably throw my fucking... Bought a bag of white chocolate Reese's. I should probably throw those in the fridge, at least. Oh shit, I forgot to... Dude, remind me to ask him. I'd heard, one of the videos I'd watched recently was, I had heard that Justin Trudeau had said something along the lines of, if someone's attacking you, killing you, murdering you, basically, attacking you with a weapon, your responsibility is essentially to just die and let the cops sort it out. Like, that's kind of the way, like, and I was like, I know he's a psychopath, but did he really say something like that?
That's fucking insane.
Remind me to ask him. Yeah, no, I want to ask Samaj about it, see if you know.
What's up?
Because that sounded so fucking crazy. All right, I was watching a video where there's something about that Trudeau, as far as like self-defense is concerned, had said something along the lines of, no, you have a duty to not defend yourself, and then just, you know, let the cops sort it out, even if you end up getting killed.
I don't know if he said
Is that true?
I don't know if he said it quite like that, but yeah, essentially that's true. He expects the police to deal with it. You have no real right to self-defense. Actually, I think it wasn't necessarily him. I think it was the safety minister, which is ironic to say.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
that
for your
definitely seems like
safety, you better not defend yourself. Because it's for your safety, don't you know? Yeah. Well, makes perfect sense
All right.
to me.
So partly true, at least. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ,
Well,
fucking insane.
part of the reason is that if you do defend yourself, and let's say like some guy's coming at you with a gun or whatever, you shoot him first. All makes perfect sense. You're going to get charged in Canada for manslaughter. Because you could have done something else. Yeah, I could have, but it's like you know, my life is at risk here. It's like, what exactly am I supposed to do? It's like, I don't know, but not that. So,
yeah, the last thing you should do is what they're trying to do to you.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
insane.
like defending yourself is illegal in Canada. That much is a given. So.
Oh shit, dude! Nick, I was watching. He was playing a video of a guy. They were basically crossing over into Canada to watch a Katy Perry concert, or whatever, some concert or whatever. And basically, they noticed that the guy had a concealed carry permit. And I think this was from like 2014, so it's nothing recent. But the guys, the Canadian guys at the border, were like grilling him about gun shit, right? And he didn't have any guns with him. But they were still like giving him shit about, like, no, we take this really seriously here. So the fact that you have a concealed carry permit, you know, that kind of puts us, you know, it's kind of a warning. I'm like, he doesn't have any guns with him. What the fuck is your, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're almost like grilling him politically, even though he had no gun with him, just because he had the concealed carry permit.
Yeah. So yeah, Canada.
Bizarre, dude.
I always like to say that Canada is a very magical place, but essentially the way, because it's our politicians have been doing this for a while, they want to make it so that way gun ownership of any kind is a very uncomfortable and unpleasant experience that you're just going to give up and stop doing it. That's the general idea. They don't want
make
you
it
owning
such a hassle that it's, you want to give it up. Kind
like
of thing.
in order to get what they call a PAL license, which is the gun carry license thing, they want it to be such an arduous task that, like, if you get it, you have to essentially they put you into a system, and then they check you. They do like a criminal record check on you every single day. It automatically goes through it. You're getting a criminal record check no matter what. And if for any reason, a cop has to come to your house, like let's say you had a speeding ticket or something like that, you're going to get a visit from the cops. And they may decide to take it to the extreme, and maybe they'll seize your guns until that thing is sorted out, that whole speeding ticket's sorted out. In other words, you got to pay your fine, otherwise you won't get your guns back. That kind of stuff. That's how fucking crazy it is here in Canada, and it's gotten crazier over the years. So none of this is surprising to me, but that's because our government right now is working very hard to make gun ownership as impossible as they can.
Yeah.
But they've been doing this for a while. In fact, every government's doing this pretty heavily. I know you guys have it down there in the States as well.
Yeah, we're just not as far along apparently, but heading in that direction, unfortunately, or at least they're trying.
Well, they're trying all right. Some of the states down there are doing it, but yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. But not surprising, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they want guns away because they know people are like to start using them sooner or later. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the less armed citizens, the easier control is.
Exactly. Well, if you don't have like guns and other people do, then they can tell you what to do. Like that's part of the other thing is like here in Canada, we don't have that many guns. And when the COVID situation happened, the police acted absolutely insane. They were because they felt empowered. They know that you couldn't do anything about it. Like there's this famous video of the police essentially just breaking into this guy's house because he had like the police claimed that for a Christmas thing that because you were only allowed to have too many people. You were only supposed to have like 10 most. They said they had 11, so they seized the guy, some random guy, and started arresting him, tackling him to the ground. There was like 8 cops there doing that. It was absolutely ridiculous. It turns out they were wrong. There was like 7 people in there, and they didn't have a warrant. Therefore, you couldn't just break into someone's house, but they did it, and they felt that they could get away with it. Because, like, no one's going to have a gun. No one's going to shoot. So... But down
they
there,
didn't start counting the cops as occupants just so they could bust the guy.
Yeah. Well, and they felt that they can get away with it.
Now you got 12 people here.
Well, they didn't even need a warrant. They didn't even need anything because they could just do it. And what are you going to do about it? Sure, you can fight back after the fact, but it's too late. And they're going to say, well, we had probable grounds to do it. It's like, well, not really, but... Yeah, and then our court systems are useless, so they're just going to go along with it. So... I'm not surprised. None of this is surprising to me. But it does tell me the importance of gun ownership. And one probably should. It may be difficult. Doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Especially if your government's going to be insane like this. And especially if they could be insane like this again. Because that's the other lesson to keep in mind. Because they always say, like, in America, you guys have the Second Amendment to protect yourself against a tyrannical government. It's like, and you would think, no, our government wouldn't do that. Well, look what just happened. And here in Canada is a prime example. Don't be like us. Keep your guns.
Yeah, it is kind of, you guys are kind of the canary in the coal mine kind of thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, because also we're your neighbors, so it's like, yeah, we're having some issues there. Not to mention, like, when you listen to Tucker Carlson there, I remember he had that whole documentary talking about Canada. He had that famous line of saying, "Oh, should we liberate Canada from Trudeau?" And laughing and saying, like, "I'm serious. Like, we got, like, you guys are run by tyranny," which we are. And I'm like, yeah. And then in our politics,
no, he's a fucking psychopath, dude.
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
There are articles.
Shit is fucking insane.
Oh yeah, well there's articles out there saying, like, is Trudeau Canada's first ever psychopathic prime minister? Which was an amazing article. Which it looks like, yeah, if anyone else watches, like, yeah, it kind of seems like he is.
Yeah, some of the shit he's just comfortable, like, saying out loud. You're like, dude, that is fucking nuts, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You would think somebody would think twice before saying some of that, yeah.
Yeah, like the one where he's like, no, I really respect China's ability, you know, with the dictatorship to, enact climate change so quickly.
I tend to respect China's basic dictatorship. It's like, really? which was a terrible thing to say. But as years have gone on, it's like, yeah, you actually meant it, didn't you?
You were like, our concentration camps were nothing like China's. We did not do a good job, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally no. He just worded that really badly. No, that turns out that's what he meant. He meant exactly what he fucking said.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That was his bid, all right.
So when are you guys able to elect him out again?
So here, all right. So like the last couple of elections, Trudeau did not do very well. He did manage to secure himself a minority government. So in other words, any decision that gets made has to be agreed upon by the two main parties. But he worked up some deals with a smaller party called the NDP, which is our socialist party here in Canada. Yes, we still have those. And essentially, they're going to prop up the Liberals for about until like 2025, which is the next federal election we're going to have here. So essentially, the Liberals have a majority now because of the NDP, because they're essentially working together. They haven't merged, but historically speaking, I mean, parties that go through a coalition tend to merge after a while. So it's like, you guys are essentially the exact same party. So that's why a lot of the shit is still continuing because of the NDP. If the NDP would remove their support, that means Trudeau then becomes a minority again. So that would get rid of a lot of his powers. But also it gives an opportunity for the Conservatives, our version of the Republican Party, I guess. It gives them an opportunity to do a vote of no confidence and then force an election. So right now, the only reason we're not in an election is because of the NDP. Now, I have no reason at all to believe that the NDP would remove their support. Couple reasons for that. They are essentially, as a party, they're bankrupt. So should an election get called, they can't afford to pay the amount of money to run as a party, which means the NDP disappears as a party. They no longer exist. So they have no reason to call for an election or to help Conservatives to do that. The other thing is that Jagmeet Singh, the leader of the NDP, he's a member, along with Justin Trudeau, of the World Economic Forum and all the benefits and stuff that come along with that. So he doesn't really want to put that at risk. So he has literally no reason to get rid of anything. So the only thing that's left, as far as I can tell, because the NDP are kind of having a bit of a civil war in their party right now, they may decide to kick Jagmeet Singh out as leader, and then with a new leader, then they may say, okay, we're taking away our support, then off to the races we go. But that's all ifs and maybes, and honestly, until something like that happens, we're stuck with them. They have no reason to get rid of him.
That's fucking insane. Basically, he's just a monarch at this point.
Well, that's what he's trying to go for. And the other insane thing is that essentially he's been able to pass the internet censorship bill here in Canada. So essentially, some of the things that I like to follow and view, I won't be able to see. And maybe some of the things that I would post, most people won't be able to come across. So, like, I could post videos. Maybe you guys will see them, but probably here in Canada, probably not.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, well, that was the phase one of the censorship thing. Phase two is they're going to start issuing out fines, which is what that's the next thing they're going to try and pass. So, essentially, for harmful comments and stuff on social media, you're going to have to start paying fines in the thousands. So if I speak out against a particular group or whatever else, I'm going to get fined. But on top of all of that, anything I have said in the past will be finable. So I have to go through all my social media and make sure I never said anything to anyone for any reason. Not even some generic comment about a political group. I can't say that. Otherwise, I got, I don't know, a couple $1,000 fine. So it's going to be ridiculous, but that's the next thing they're going to go. And then the third part of his 3-part censorship thing He's just going to unperson you from the internet. Remove all your content, remove everything else, get you banned, charge you fines. You can't make a comment whatsoever. So that's how this is going to roll out. So right now, they're going to control the content, then they're going to start fining people, and then they're going to start taking them away. So essentially, I could scream for help, and no one on the internet will hear me.
That's creepy as fuck.
So if you don't hear from me, like I'll probably tell you in advance or anyone else, like what's coming down the pipeline. But if you don't hear from me, if I say nothing on Discord, nothing on Twitter, nothing, essentially I've been unpersoned. It's not that I'm in jail, or it might mean I'm in jail because I couldn't pay the multi-million-dollar fines that's going to come out there if I said anything harmful. And also, it doesn't matter if I take it off Twitter; it's probably still going to get fined. So. That's the crazy time we're in right now. So yeah, welcome to Clown World. Honestly,
population fucking over.
Like honestly, like people, like they've been trying to push for that censorship bill for a long time. It took them a long time to get done because people don't want it, but they've been pushing. They thought they can get it done a lot faster, and it's just not happening. People fought tooth and nail for this. So the next couple of steps are probably going to be just as bad. If they start finding people, start coming up with all those different penalties, you're probably going to hear about it and hear hard.
Yeah, especially if they make it retroactive and you can go back and get fined for every one or something crazy shit like that.
Yeah. Well,
it's generally considered to be not like the way laws are not supposed to work retroactively like that. That's generally like you can't do that in most actual fucking like systems.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how they're going to do that. I don't know Canada's laws, but like in the U.S. you couldn't go back and then retroactively put people in jail for stuff they said. That's not.
Yeah.
Well, you
would hope that, but you never.
You would think that, but I mean, like in the UK, they've already started doing stuff like that, where people start getting fined for retweets and all that. There was that one guy. I want to say his name's Lawrence Fishburne, but don't quote me on that. He's a journalist and all that. He made
Lawrence
a comment
Fishburne is an actor, not a journalist.
My bad. It's Lawrence something, I think. I can't recall.
Yeah. No. He's just a famous actor. That's why I was saying that. I was like, no, it's not him.
No. Thank you for bringing it up. I wasn't sure.
Like that.
Something like that. So there's this like British guy, and he made a comment about trans people. Now, one of the people who follow him retweeted that, and then when he heard that the cops were on their way to arrest him for that, he contacted the guy, and the guy rushed over to this person's house once he got his address and all, rushed over to his person, and sure as shit the cops were there trying to arrest him, and he's getting all upset about this because of course, like, why are you trying to arrest me? And he say, well, your tweet is hateful and all, and he points to the guy. It's like, there he is right now, that guy, officer, he's the one who made the tweet, I just retweeted it. And it's like, well, we're not here for him, but he's right there. And the guy's like, I'm the one who did this. I'm the one who tweeted it. Why are you arresting him? And it's like, well, he retweeted that kind of stuff. Okay, well, I'm the guy. It's like, no. So it was like the officers were looking absolutely insane, absolutely crazy. And that was the situation that was in. So I thought that was an interesting thing. I think they ended up, arresting him and taking him away, but. Oh, it's crazy. It's a clown world, I tell you what. And it's like that. They're not the only ones. I mean, there were other people in the UK who were also fined and jailed or like arrested for a while. I mean, there was that famous one of that pregnant woman who was getting arrested. It's like, God damn, a pregnant woman. And that was because she was doing an anti-lockdown protest. Or maybe that was Australia. Yeah, I think it was in Australia. It was horrific. She was in shock. Like, why would you take her away, a pregnant woman of all people, just because she wanted to do an anti-lockdown protest? No.
Yeah, they don't really seem to be overly concerned with. I don't know. I can't think of the word, but optics. That's what I was. Optics. They seem totally unconcerned with how anything they do might be portrayed anymore.
Well, and not to be too much of a conspiracy theorist, as some people like to say, but these countries that implemented all this behavior, all these actions, they do tend to have a very cozy relationship with China.
Oh
And I
yeah,
bring
no,
this
that's all from China. Are you kidding me? Like that's not even
Hell
like a
yeah.
question.
like China does this all the time to its own people, and then other countries are like, "Oh, we can do this here." Really, really, you want to do that here? Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. No, I was seriously, well, not seriously, but I should say it would not surprise me all that much if, like, China is literally paying people in charge of companies like Disney or Bud Light or whatever to deliberately sabotage their products.
Mhm.
Again, I'm not saying I believe that. I'm saying that it would not surprise me if that turned out to be the case.
Well, China
Because
is
some of the
essentially
shit is so fucking insane.
well, China is pretty much bankrolling a lot of these companies right now because a lot of times they're not actually making it themselves. Well, it's China and BlackRock, these two companies. Because the thing is like Walt Disney in particular, they are hemorrhaging money. They're not making money. They are, for all intents and purposes, a dead company. And now you would wonder, it's like, well, shouldn't they be more scared about this? Well, not really, because their shareholders, like the person who has the majority of the shares, or at least a good portion of it, a company called BlackRock, and that company is as evil as they come,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
they're essentially funneling money into Disney, and it's like, oh, you lost all this money. Well, here you go. We'll give you some more, so that way you're not operating on a loss. So that they're because they have so much money, it's absolutely ridiculous. But they're just funneling all this money. So Disney, it's still alive, but it's alive as essentially a puppet because they don't have any more customers. People are turning off from Disney Plus. They're not going to the parks. Everyone's going to Universal. That new Super Mario Land is open, and people are going ape shit over that. So it's like, no, you've lost your customers, you've lost the parks, nobody's watching your movies. You should, for all intention purposes, be a dead company, and you're not. Now they are trying to change things around. Like, okay, about fucking time, but it's going to take a while, partially because of all the shit that's going on. Also, BlackRock's probably going to pull their funding pretty soon because there's a guy who's what's referred to as an activist investor, and but I say activists does not mean it's like activists as we understand. Activist investors are like they're trying to get all the smaller shareholders, like people who own like one or two shares, that kind of stuff, to vote a certain way to go back to the old way of Disney, of the old way of doing things.
Oh, that
And
would be cool.
yeah, so like they have all this guy, he set up all these videos showing how great Disney used to be. Let's go back to that. Let's do this. Let's make great stories and then bring up all. And so he had all these amazing videos that they edited together and saying how great Disney could be again if BlackRock's influence wasn't as prevalent as it could be. And not to mention the other reason they do is because BlackRock essentially guilt trips everyone to vote a certain way because you don't want to be a sexist, racist, homophobe, do you? Which is essentially the model that they're going for. So
Yeah, because they apparently you essentially have really no choice as far as funding any major, when you're getting into funding projects and shit without going through without BlackRock being involved, essentially.
yep.
And that's why a lot of the woke shit is still fucking happening because that's basically they're, I guess, insistent upon pushing this fucking nonsense.
Well, BlackRock is they're part of that group. They're trying to depopulate the world, and they want you to do this and that, and be gay and all this stuff. So they're the ones who are pushing all this nonsense because they're part of that whole eugenics organization. So they want you to not pay attention to all this and not do that, and make your kids be gay because it's the right thing to do, and insane shit, just insane shit. So, but not like we were surprised, really.
So yeah, it could be BlackRock is, maybe trying to do the same thing. Like, yeah, let's make them do all this shit that's going to vastly devalue this company, and we'll just keep gobbling them up as we can once we get them, majorly devalued. Well, they're definitely buying up all kinds of fucking real estate. Essentially, they want everyone renting. Like, they want to own and fucking have everyone renting.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that BlackRock does is they try to devalue the value of your homes. So, like, they'll buy up an entire neighborhood and then tear it all down and put up apartment buildings. And the problem with apartment buildings,
condos and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they bring in like low renters and a lower quality of people, and they're going to go around and use drugs, and then they'll bring the value of your home down, and then you'll have to sell your home, and of course your home will be worth less. So then they can buy it up again for cheap. So that way you'll own nothing, and you'll like it. Don't you know?
You'll eat bugs and you'll like it. Yeah.
Exactly. Speaking of bugs, little fact out there I found out. I don't think it's happening in the States yet. It hasn't happened here in Canada yet either, oddly enough. But major companies have been starting to put bug products into their stuff. One of them being is Coca-Cola. So Coke products will now have bugs in them.
Oh, well, I don't buy Coke products now, so...
So yeah, you're not affected by that, but just letting you know. So like, for instance, there's a guy in Russia who took a video and he looked at the ingredients in Coca-Cola, and it's like the ingredients that are essentially bug products. So it's like, oh, okay, so Coke has decided to poison its customers. Okay, that's great. So then I started looking into like which, because Coke owns a bunch of different companies, so like I tend to enjoy an energy drink every now and then, but it's like, okay, the company is called Ball, and so Ball owns Red Bull and Monster and Rockstar, and those are the major energy drink companies out there. I'm like, oh, okay, guess I can't have those either, which I shouldn't be having anyway, so, oh well. I guess no love lost.
I'm trying to wean myself off of them, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's best not to rely on them. So that's something else to keep in mind. Then now that they have bugs in them, it's like, yeah, okay, well, I'm not gonna drink the bugs.
That sucks, because I was already kind of not buying Monsters because of them suing anybody anywhere that's using the word monster.
Yeah, that was stupid. Like, what?
Monster?
Yes, Monster. Sorry.
See, and they're going to be selective on how they do that, because there's a comic out there on Indiegogo called Monster MD, about a guy who performs surgeries and saves lives of monsters. So I'm like, okay, well.
Oh, is it? There was that anime, the Monster Doctor.
Yeah, there was that one too. There's Monster Musume. So you have a lot of places that are called Monster. You're just gonna, I don't know how you're gonna win this. What about Monster in My Pocket? That hasn't been around for a while, but I mean,
what was the name of the one? It was something where was like the word I think it was just monsters or something, but it wasn't even like it was a longer title. The one, remember, Stabby, the one that we had actually talked about that they were suing them about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was like the Monsters of the something.
Yeah, there was something about mortals and then Monsters Among Us or something like that.
Mortal Monsters of the Deep. I don't remember, but it was suing them because they just had Monster in the name of the game.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like they named the game Monster. They just named it like Monster. Or named it like this big long sentence.
Yeah, it had the name Monster in it, and they're like, well, you use green and black in this spot here, so... Yeah, it was ridiculous, dude, but it's essentially, I don't know, it seems like just a fucking ridiculous shakedown. They're like, well, you can either pay us some of your money or, you know, we're going to cost you a lot of money in court.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That whole thing was fucking nutty.
Yeah.
I don't know how that one turned out, though. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. I assume it's still ongoing. Coca-Cola company says games use the word monster but too similar to its brand. Okay. Oh, and that's Kotaku. I'm not listening to fucking Kotaku. Fuck you.
Are they even still? I thought they were shutting down because they declared bankruptcy.
Yeah, probably. Most of them are. Oh, here it is. Dark Deception, Monsters and Mortals. That was the name. So, Dark Deception, Monsters and Mortals. And they're like, yeah, the word monsters in there, and you have the colors green and black somewhere. So we're fucking suing you for trademark infringement or whatever.
Yeah, it just made no goddamn sense.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm surprised. Insanity seems to be the name of the game. Let's shut people down for frivolous things. Oh, we have all this money, so we can sue you, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, they can essentially just bleed them dry for court proceedings or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, that's the thing a lot of people don't realize. It's like, just because you're going to win the case doesn't mean you win.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to cost you so much. And again, especially a small fucking, video game developer versus, a company that's, again, the parent company is Coca-Cola. They can fucking...
Well, and it might actually be cheaper for them to what do you call it?
Yeah, just acquiesce and be like, all right, whatever.
Change the name, like it's less expensive.
Like, all right, well, change the name and we will the colors green and black from the game.
We're going to call it Lizzos, instead of Monsters.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, the world's a funny place with funny stuff and funny people. A bit too silly if you ask me.
So yeah, shit's gonna get bad, and then hopefully some point in history it'll swing back and get good again.
It probably will.
Most of the people I know who are younger are way, way, way more conservative than any conservative else.
Well, you see, that's often the theory as to why a lot of shit's happening now, especially on censorship, because it's like the young people are conservative. Whether they like it or not, they're very conservative. And mostly because a lot of parents out there, the only ones having kids are conservative people. So it's like, yeah, they're going to have that. But also, the kids know this is bullshit. You can't tell a kid one thing and then tell them that it's also something else. Like, that's not how this works. Kids are not that stupid. They're trying to understand the world, and they're the whole thing that they're trying to say in regards to the various different things. I have to be careful what I say. I can't just outright say it. I mean, I guess I could. You guys don't care. You're going to start a Rumble channel anyways, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, go away. Don't mind us.
Go ahead. Go nuts. Go say those forbidden words. They're not forbidden here. What do we care?
Yeah.
Quit.
Yeah, and plus, even ones that are raised by fucking, stupid, dumbass liberal parents. Kids are pretty naturally rebellious anyway. It's you know what I mean? No matter what the current society is, they're going to a lot of them automatically rebel against whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. They all know this is nonsense. And the parents themselves, they're all freaking out. It's like, where did I go wrong? It's like, you just don't understand kids, do you?
Nope, they do not get it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. Some people, you wish that they would just figure this out. Like here in my neck of the woods, the city where I live in, I am shocked to see the demographics and realize that it's like I live in a socialist hellhole. Everyone here thinks socialism and all that shit. And that's why I was like, because we have an election coming at the end of the month, a provincial one. And I thought there'd be more signs out, but there's only a handful of them, and they're all for the NDP. They're all socialist parties. I'm like,
You would
How?
think the fact that the party itself is going bankrupt would be an indicator that it's probably not, the most viable system or
Yeah.
whatever.
Like, yeah, these are all well-educated people, and yet they're so stupid. Like, how are you like this? Why are you like this? Shouldn't you be putting two and two together and realize this isn't the way to go? But they're not. I don't know. I don't know, man. I wasn't expecting that because with all the shit going on, you think they would realize that there's a problem, but no. So I'm like, okay, well, I get kind of disenfranchised. I'm like, why am I
I mean,
in this
we're all
city?
disenfranchised, man. Like, our votes don't matter for shit. I don't think this is popular stuff. Like, this concept that, like, this is what the majority of people want, that's just not true.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's one of the fucking
It's why YouTube made
drawbacks of the
comments harder
internet.
to see now.
Yeah, it's this very fucking obnoxiously loud, very, a small minority of very obnoxiously loud people are giving the impression that these ideas and fucking shit is more popular than it is. It's just not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially when, again, a lot of the mainstream media will fucking amplify it even more, or attempt to.
Well, you see, that's part that I tend to wonder because it's like the mainstream media is dead. Nobody's watching it. We all know that nobody's watching it, and the only reason Trudeau here in Canada is doing what he does is because he knows that it's the only way they're going to get any views. No one's listening to these ones. No one. It's dead. Legacy media is dead. And like look at CNN and what they did to Tucker Carlson, and their ratings plummeted.
Yeah,
They are.
fuck. Yeah.
Well,
They're
yeah,
on
he
CNN,
was
but-
the most popular person on that show.
In fucking cable news overall, dude.
Yep. He was the only one keeping them alive. He was the only one left. And then in a bizarre act of suicidal intent, they canned him. And now it's like, I guess we gotta put you on suicide watch now. Fox, you're not gonna be around here by the end of the year. It's like, what do we do with it? So, yeah.
Yeah, very bizarre choices, dude. Yeah. Apparently they thought the audience would actually stick around, dude, and they have not.
Are they going to hire Dylan Mulvaney to take Tucker Carlson's place?
Yeah, I don't know that it would actually make it any worse at this point. It would, but I mean,
yeah, they're hemorrhaging views. There's nothing that could save them. They're done for. Like, yeah. But then again, I mean, there wasn't much left on legacy media. No one was watching it, so I mean, they shot themselves. I have no sympathy for Fox, but they ruined themselves. So
they were kind of like not quite controlled opposition, but kind of like they were not like true conservative shit, really. Anyway.
Yep. Yep. Not wrong. So, yeah. But who knows? Maybe they'll find a way to stick in there until the end of the year. I doubt it. But, you know, stranger things have happened.
Oh, this is crazy.
What?
I'm just fucking around on like random modes. Like these are not real games on Overwatch 2. But they're just like silly things that people put together that you can play. And it's so much more fun than playing the regular game.
Oh, I don't know if that's going to last very long, but okay. I wish I could see that, but you're not sharing the screen.
Oh, am I not? My bad.
Uh-huh. It's a good thing I was here.
Let's see here. Is it going to pick it up?
Oh shit! I normally at least check the fucking thing. I assume that, yeah, Stabby, did you at least check to make sure we were both?
Yeah. We should be coming through loud and clear.
Okay, cool.
I checked the volume.
Right on. Yeah, I usually do that too, and I forgot. So at least one of us did it. That's a good sign. Now that we're, over 2 hours in.
Yeah, definitely. It's about when you should try to check and see whether or not you have things.
Oh, fuck. So at least one of us is taking care of shit. Well done.
Yes. Well, and we're going to have the old, what do you call it? The Rumble channel, hopefully by next week. We may just have to, like, do that whole nonsense where we,
try to get 100 people to fucking, subscribe.
I was going to say where we just, like, whatever it is.
Oh,
Maybe,
pay the $20.
Yeah.
Maybe what you need to do is start creating an overlay on your OBS. So that way it has the name of See Us on Rumble or something, reminding people of where they can go.
Yeah.
Not like people are watching though.
Yeah, let's get gaming on to have you walk you through how to do that.
Oh God, let's not make him die of like fucking strep throat or something.
Oh God. Yeah, look, my voice is literally screaming at Stabby. It's trying to scream him through how to fucking do something technical.
Oh my God. You're gonna give poor gaming an aneurysm. All your nonsense.
I think we know he's gay enough that he gets mannerisms, not aneurysms.
Oh, get something, that's for sure.
He's got something in his
Probably
pants.
entertaining as a spectator, but probably not good for his, any kind of blood pressure issues or anything like that.
No, you're fucking killing him. When will you learn? When will you learn? Your actions have consequences.
How about the Optimists News Network?
Optimist News Network, I think we all know that's not true.
Well, no, it's an ironical name. Talk about like 99% bad news, doomsday shit. Optimist News Network, dude.
Yes, Optimist News Network. ONN.
Yeah, can you put quotes around Optimus in the title of the channel?
Yeah, we don't want to lie.
Right. Have to make it very clear.
I don't know, man. Probably call it something like, what's a good name? Can't call it Boomer Humor. Might offend Boomer.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. We'll call it the Karen Killer Club, but we'll use K's for all of it, and we'll just use the 3 K's for short. How does that sound?
I think the KKK has already been taken.
It's already been taken? I mean, who would take KKK?
That's so weird.
It's so weird.
I know, right? Weird.
So strange.
You get some bizarre title like, I don't know, communism is for everyone.
Yes, communism is for everybody. That's what they say.
Communism rules.
Communism.
Oh, when I use the game's built-in aimbot, my accuracy is 60%. That's sad. Even with the aimbot, I'm terrible.
Absolutely. Learn your lesson, Web.
Very much on brand.
What,
I'm trying to
aimbots?
think,
yeah.
I'm just trying to think if there's any other news going on like that's interesting right now. I mean, we know like Steven Crowder is kind of like I wonder if that's even going to affect his audience because there's a lot of people that just don't care.
Yeah, no, he's definitely got a lot of just blind followers. Although there's a pretty decent amount of them that seem to be smashing the mugs.
No,
But,
were they smashing the mug
overall-
like literally
Yeah.
like in videos and stuff? That's so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like I understand not wanting to be like a fan of Crowder anymore and being like you know I thought you were like this, you know, Ward Cleaver fucking perfect little 50s sitcom dad and that's what you're selling everybody. And then now you're not. But like what does the mug have to do with any of that? Like it's such a dumb idea. That's like those people that take like fuck Jack Daniels and they're mad. So they go and just take all their Jack Daniels shit out and burn it on a fucking video, and you're like, that's still valuable fucking collectible. Sell it, you dumb fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, or fucking...
It's not like the money from those are going to the Jack Daniels. Make you some money, you know?
Like when the NFL was going really hard with the woke shit, people were like burning their fucking football jerseys and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, sell it.
And it's like, what if they go back to just doing football? You know, if at some point they just go back to doing football, your jersey's still gone. You can't unburn it. You know, like if they go back down the righteous path. To me, that says like you're not accepting that there's anything they can ever do to atone for whatever sin it is that you've deemed them to have committed.
Well, I think
which is the same as the left, so I don't see any reason to support that.
I think what they're doing is they're trying to find something symbolic to try and drive the point across, and unfortunately, a lot of them don't really have anything that they can use. Not to mention, a lot of these companies, they'll only react if the optics are bad enough. Like Bud Light, you look at all the shit going on with Bud Light, and it doesn't seem like it, but they are reacting. Like it came out with that ad that was all about America. They had that horse walking around or running and all that, and they showed like videos of hardworking like police and all the military and stuff. It's like, this place is America. We built it. It's like, yeah, you're trying to do this ultra, patriotic thing, and it's just not working. Like, you need to come out and say you're sorry.
Yeah. We made a massive fucking mistake with this Dylan Mulvaney thing. Like, we still have to pay the fucking weirdo, but, yeah. We're not going to be doing any of that shit anymore. It was fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's all they need to do. But a lot of them are very scared. Not to mention, I do believe that there's some politics involved. I think that the government is somehow getting involved with these things, and so they're kind of scared of the repercussion that would bring. It's like,
as they should be.
Yeah, well, because the government is like, you don't really want to fuck with them, but at the same time, it's like, is it worth it? I mean, who knows? Like, I don't like. For instance, I don't think that there's any that they really care. Like here in Canada, we found out that Justin Trudeau had some help from the Chinese government in the last 2 elections, which is how he won. And what they were doing, apparently, while voting on things, the Chinese government was contacting various different people in government and threatening them. Say, you vote this way on this, or else and like their lives were threatened and shit like that. It was horrible. Now, Justin Trudeau right now, he he didn't do anything. You would think after like what 2 years and all that he would have like arrested this guy or kicked him out of the country or something, and he didn't do anything. He's still walking around free to do whatever the fuck he wants after numerous pressures. So it's like they're just gonna keep going. Government's not gonna stop you.
Well, I think what we need to do is we need to just put a stop to government. I think that's what it comes down to, is that people need to like realize that we can't wait for somebody else to do it. We need to just be like done with these people. Yeah.
And you're probably right in that regard, because it's like people are getting fed up. We can't keep this going. Gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
Apparently,
unless we want to just be like destitute, living off of like literally like living off of like bugs and cardboard boxes. I mean, that's where we're destined to be. Because it's like after the government, then what we really need to do after that is fucking eliminate all the people that are basically controlling it, like the fucking wealthy people in China. Like those are the people that just don't like deserve to be alive anymore.
I guess. Well, it is what
be in power anymore. So however they have to be removed.
Yeah.
I think the problem is we're not encouraging anybody to do anything. We're just saying like historically these circumstances have led to situations of extreme violence, and I don't think that the people who are in charge have any real idea what they're starting.
Well, yeah. Well,
just because it hasn't kicked off yet, once it does, it's gonna be fucking brutal.
I believe it.
Like Gaddafi knife up the ass brutal. Like that's the kind of shit you're gonna see.
Yeah, no, it would be nice if there seemed to be some other solution that nobody can think of that could somehow be a non-violent solution to all this. But when you've taken away, the ability to vote all this bullshit out by this fucking massive fraud and all that, what fucking other recourse do you have?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't vote the people out of office,
what do you expect us to do?
Yeah. Then somehow they get to be out of office. That's the problem.
And that's the easy way out. If you can just vote them out, then okay, we'll transition to power, and it's not a big deal. But if they keep pushing like they are, I don't know. But I think that's what they're looking for, because if things do get violent and people do start reacting, then they have a reason to bring in the military. Because the other thing is that the military's all gung-ho on these people, which is sad to think about. But yeah, our own military might try to enslave the people, which of course isn't going to work out. But that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have these violent people going around just killing politicians. That's bad for democracy.
Well, you can if it's specifically Antifa related people.
Yeah, no.
They get to go around trying to assassinate whoever they want and then being let back out on the street. Like that's what we've noticed. Is it's perfectly acceptable if it's somebody who's against conservatives. They can go out, they can shoot, they can stab, and it's totally fine.
Yeah. Well, it's a wait and see thing. I like to think we won't get to that far, but it may have to. I'm trying to be optimistic about it.
Yeah. No, like I said, it would be great if there's some non-violent solution that I can't imagine that could fucking turn this shit around. That would be fucking ideal, obviously.
Yeah. But like we said, that ideal. And I don't know if the ideals are gonna work.
Probably not.
Oh, that's a downer. Although I will say, because a lot of this stuff is connected, you might want to keep your eye on Canada and see how things play out, because that's going to set off a domino effect, in my opinion. And the reason being is that during the last
Well, that's usually
election,
like the testing ground, right? Like they test it in Canada and then put it in place in the U.S. next.
Well, no. Well, yes and no. Well, what I'm trying to get at here is that there are certain things that are connected. Like during the last election, there was a recount, and there was all kinds of discrepancies that people noticed. Like for you guys in the States, and what they were saying is that because the main discrepancy is that they recounted the votes, and they found definitely signs of corruption, votes that didn't exist, or from people who were long dead, that kind of stuff, and that's stuff you can look into. But in order for the recounts to be finalized, the last bit you guys needed was to do the digital voting machines, the voting the Dominion voting machines, which is run by a Canadian company in Toronto. Now, people have sued, and the courts down there in the States said, yeah, Dominion must give this up, because Dominion's is a Canadian company. Essentially, we don't have to follow American laws. So that's the only reason. And Trudeau has the ability to force them to do it, but he ain't going to do it. So if we get a new government, and that government says, yeah, you guys are going to give them the voting machine information. Essentially, if that happens, once Trudeau falls, then Biden's going to fall too, because then the information is going to be out.
Well, so a lot of information has come out. Oh, that's one thing we haven't talked about. So did they not release the fucking what do you call it?
Epstein's
list?
They released
the head of the CIA was fucking down in fucking Lolita Town apparently a bunch.
Oh yeah, there were a few articles.
Real nasty shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's been an ongoing issue. Half the list came out. The other half hasn't come out yet. So,
we would get the vapors if they just released it all at once. We can't handle it. We're not capable of understanding such complex issues.
Well, Elon Musk, he made a comment about that, because, why are the Twitter files coming out in bits and pieces? How come he's not releasing it all at once? And part of the reason is that some things are more outrageous than others. And so you're going to get less outraged at the smaller things than you are at the big things, even though the smaller things are actually quite big.
Yeah.
So you don't want to drown it out. So you want to give people time to absorb what they just saw. That's why he's doing it this way. So it's like you have to see it, and then once you've seen it, then you'll know to get outraged over it. So
yeah. Too much at once. Some of it gets lost in the wash.
Exactly. So we need to absorb what we're seeing so far, and then from there, when the second half comes out, you'll know to get mad.
A whole lot of surprises on who was on the lists of visiting. Certainly no one shocking. Like, oh, Kevin Spacey, really? Yeah, that's not surprising at all.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if Jim Carrey's on that list, because he had this thing where he said that if anyone makes the claim that he was on Epstein Island, he's going to sue them. It's it was quite insane, quite crazy, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure he's doing that to try and save his own life in some convoluted way. So I don't know. We shall see. I'm curious to see the list, and people are going to be talking about it soon.
Yeah, you remember when he went on, I think it was Kimmel or one of them, it was a while back, where he was doing that weird thing where he did the triangle thing over his mouth and was sticking his tongue out?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that your guys' symbol? Isn't that your guys' for the Illuminati or some version of Illuminati?
Yeah.
That was fucking bizarre.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot more of that. People are talking more and more about the Illuminati as they go. I actually just saw a thing earlier today. Let me see if I saved it. Where apparently, if you watch a bunch of Disney shows, they actually have the word Illuminati and some other symbols in the background. I posted it in the general chat. Yeah, they got like handwriting in one of the Disney shows. A sight test in DuckTales. You see it spelled out Illuminati. They said there's like 3 6s in the Walt Disney logo. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, before I had posted the one right before that. Apparently at Fenway Park at the Boston Red Sox game, 0 people in line to buy Bud Light.
Good.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
I want
baseball stadiums filled. They're usually what 50,000 at least, and Fenway's pretty much always sold out. So that's fucking hilarious.
good.
Yeah. Oh, and then I posted what I was talking about with Jim Carrey on the Kimmel.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, he kept doing that. Like as he was walking out, he did it like 3 or 4 times, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I think he's getting out. Also, the other thing Jim Carrey was doing is that he came out as like a born again Christian or something, and I was talking about God all the time. I'm like, I think he's trying to warn us, and he's trying to let people know. I think he's trying to get things to get some actions happening, which I believe.
He should probably put out some "I am not suicidal" try to save his own.
I don't have a heart condition. I am not suicidal. My doctor says I am in perfect condition.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, I don't see it happening, but yeah. I mean, even if you do go out and say that, they're still going to get you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, shit. Again, how many people actually believe that Epstein committed fucking suicide?
There's another thought out there that he's actually not dead at all.
Mm-hmm. That honestly wouldn't surprise me all that much. Like, he just has to live incognito for the rest of life or whatever.
There was a channel, I don't know if it's on YouTube anymore, where this guy, every now and then, he likes to fly his drone over top of Epstein Island. and like, there's still people there. There's still staff there. They're still working. They're still maintaining the place and making it look nice. And every now and then, they get a guy with like a full head of gray hair. And the guy will look up, sees the drone, and then puts a hood on. It's like, okay. So that's not bizarre behavior.
Yeah. Although I don't know, I cannot imagine why the fuck. If it was a fake death or whatever, I can't imagine you'd be dumb enough to put him back on his island. But you never know. They've done some pretty blatant shit, so. You know what I mean? Wherever he would be living, that would be the last place I would think you'd allow him to be. But again, you never know.
That's right.
We'll put you in all these, thousands of places to choose from, and your fucking island is not one of them.
In theory, I guess. I mean, it's a great place to hide away.
Yeah, that would be a kind of hiding in plain sight kind of thing. Like, you're never going to look in your island and see if you're there. It's a perfect spot. Unless some dude has a drone that he flies over every once in a while.
Gotta be careful.
Grant him a conspiracy nut guy that's doctoring footage or something.
Oh, this one I really enjoy. It's like it was like the Ellen show, and someone was asking like, Ellen, why does your set look like Epstein Island? I'm sure it was just a coincidence, or maybe it's not. I don't know, but I posted it in general chat.
Oh yeah, I'd heard that. I never actually looked into that, but yeah, I'd heard that there was somewhere that looked like the set of Ellen.
Again, that could have just been a coincidence. I don't know. All I know is like, yeah, okay, that's kind of funny. But also, there's a writer's strike going on right now in Hollywood, and I think it's funny because a lot of those late night Jimmy shows, they've all stopped making shows because it's like their writers are gone. I'm like, you're a talk show. Don't you have the ability to just talk? Can't you do what Joe Rogan does and just talk to people? No, apparently they cannot.
Well, they can't risk them going off script.
Exactly. So it's like their writers are gone. Everything's gone.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are you guys going to survive without your writers? In fact, without viewers, like your show's dead.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking crazy. Because, yeah, the last strike, they were still on the air. They were doing weird shit like having people come in and do the writing, but giving producer credits instead of writing credits. Like, you know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yeah, they found ways to make it. Also, this writer's strike is stupid. Like, I know why they're doing it. They're looking for some kind of job security because, like, everything's going downhill. And a lot of these people who create terrible shows, they're not going to have their things around. So, who knows? Maybe the good writers can come in and take their place.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I haven't seen a whole lot of good writing out of Hollywood lately, so it can only be like, it probably can't get worse. So yeah, go ahead, go on strike. I hope it goes like it did with the baseball umpire strike years ago.
Oh.
And they're like, oh, you're going to tender your resignation? All right, we're going to accept them, and then hire a bunch of non-assholes, pains in the ass to fucking umpire baseball games. Sorry, that was a little obscure for you guys. I apologize.
Yeah, that went right over my head.
But yeah, basically I'm not going to explain it.
Yeah, don't explain it. It's okay. Top of your head. You're okay, man. Don't bring it up. Just let it go.
I started to, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to, again, 4th and long, I'm going to punt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Indeed. What else? What other good news is going on nowadays?
Oh, you want good news? Oh, wow, that's a bit of a tall order. Good news is hard to come by.
Yeah, we had one thing we talked about earlier, but I've already forgotten what it was. Oh, the kid stopping the bus. That's right. The bus driver passed out, and the kid, because his dad had actually taught him shit. Middle school kid knew how to fucking stop and park the fucking bus. That was pretty good.
And then had people calling 911. I thought that was pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah.
See, and that kid learned it from his father. Gee, toxic masculinity in place.
Yeah, because he got to drive a car with his on his dad's lap.
Like, yeah, saving people's lives. What a horrible form of toxic masculinity. Yeah.
Oh, my mom might have to unretire.
Oh.
Well, okay, so yet again, my aunt's sort of junky family that lives in the other half of her duplex has just found a reason not to pay rent again, and it may, whether it's real or not, I don't care.
Right.
It just you either pay rent or you get the fuck out, and this has been going on for like 10 fucking years, so it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But my mom's been supporting them all. My aunt and her fucking junkie friend in the like the next door neighbor's house. It's like you can't fucking do that. You don't have that money. You're not rich. Yeah. They need to figure out how to make themselves able. Like literally, you didn't get a free house from your mom. This woman did. Like, you know, like 2 free houses. And you can't just fucking throw your money down that hole. You know, like, I know you love your sister, but like,
yeah, tough love is in order at a point.
Giving her your entire retirement, like, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't have to work anymore. Now you do, because you just gave your fucking money to this person.
It's fucked up, man. It sucks.
Yeah. And I'm like, that sucks. Hopefully, like, me and my brother can, like, up our rent and help out more. So hopefully that won't be the case. But, like, Man, I don't know. At like, what point do you have to like
man.
step in and be like, is this fucking mental health issues? Like, can I take away
Yeah,
the finances and just boot these people out of the fucking houses? Because like, I'll kick them all out of that duplex
right.
myself. Like,
Yeah,
that's what it
like
is.
does the aunt need to have a conservatorship somehow forced on her or something? Like it's yeah, that would suck. But goddamn, she's really been fucking letting them get away with that shit for a decade or more.
Well, and she's been funding a lot of it. That's the real issue.
See,
Yeah,
that could be a problem. It's like they had the expectation of being taken care of because it's been going on for so long.
Shit.
If it was
Yeah.
only going on, if it was only going on for a little bit, then you probably have some arguments. But yeah, she's been doing this for a long time.
Well, it's one of those things my dad is literally like before he passed was constantly on her about. Like, you can't keep giving your money to her.
so I just want to make sure I understand this. So it's basically been over 10 years of them making monthly excuses why they can't pay the rent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they seem to think that because it's sad that it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's very odd that you would not realize. Like, how does somebody have a monthly calamity happening every single month for 120 plus consecutive months?
I mean, right now.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, even if you have a soft heart, like, how do you... She has to know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You would think. Like, none of it makes any sense to me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, frankly, if there was even a possibility of me figuring out a way to get some of that money back, I would absolutely be like filing the biggest fucking lawsuit on the planet.
Yeah, that's fucking... God damn, that sucks, man. Yeah, especially the fact that your mom...
Gonna have to go back to work after retiring. Yeah, that's the sad part.
Yeah, like that's yeah, yeah. But honestly, both your mom and your aunt, like, why? Yeah, that's fucked up, man. Ooh. It defies logic for sure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just was like, that one just blew me away. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, instead of cutting your sister off, you're gonna come out of retirement. Instead, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, I mean, it just blew my mind. I'm like, that's so sad.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you have to at some point think of yourself first. Like,
Yeah,
Well,
especially over this period of time, dude. Like, again, for me, I'm like, okay, this is the fourth straight month. Like, after like the third or fourth straight month,
wow, this guy just doesn't
I'll
take
be,
damage.
you're
All
absolutely
right.
full of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that it's been, again, 10 years, so at least 120 consecutive months of it.
Yeah. There's always a reason that they can't afford to pay rent, and there's always a reason that we can't. It's so sad. You can't throw them out.
Yeah.
It's too sad.
I can't say
I
I'm
would have to
surprised.
imagine they can't. They're just like too, like, I guess timid. I don't know if that's the right word, but like, you just don't want to call them out. As long as they keep coming up with excuses, you just don't want to be like, I don't believe you.
No, I mean, but you shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, considering, you know, I can't imagine what the odds would be on that many consecutive months of you know, inability to pay rent. Has to be just under infinite, though, I would imagine. The odds.
Like, I'm not surprised that some people just know how to do that, but also they're taking advantage of, like, you know, the good wishes. You have to remember their family, and it's like, do you really want to create conflict? How many, like, you want to maintain a good relationship with your family, but it's like, I don't know. And so it's, for a lot of women in particular, it's easier to just go along with it than it is to fight, because it's like they just don't want to fight.
Yeah.
So they just do what they can to make it go by, and that's the part that would infuriate you, because you know they're taking advantage. You know they're taking advantage. You
Yeah,
know
there's no question whatsoever.
You know, in the long run, that this is painful. This is hurtful. This is going to cause damage. And it's like your elderly mother now has to come out of retirement just to support her sister and her junkie or whoever else. It's
Well,
like,
they're kind of both junkies. Like my aunt used to be a cocaine junkie, but now she's just like still the junkie, but without the addiction.
well, as far as you know, I mean, for all you know, she's still on it.
Yeah, true. I am taking some words. And then like, and there are some genuine health issues here. Like there are, but there's also, you could be answering phones. You don't have any place to, you know, no one's going to give you free money. So figure out something that you can do, or figure out how to qualify for the free money or whatever. But you got to take care of yourself. You know, like, you can answer phones for a living. You can do customer service like that. It's not very hard.
Yeah, there are ways.
And you can be in all sorts of pain and still answer the phone and get it done and make money to pay your rent and pay your bills and buy your food.
And the sad thing is like, if your mom's considering going back to work, she'll probably have to go back to work anyways. Just because if it's at this point, it's probably already there. So
she's looking at, like, can she even keep her car and all this other stuff that she just bought.
Like, she probably won't if this is how things are going. And that's sad to say, but at the same time, it's like, it is the situation she finds herself in.
Yes.
So.
Exactly.
My guess is it's like, for her, because she has to recoup all the losses and all that, she's probably going to have to go back to work. And if that's the case, if everyone's working, well, then it is what it is. Your aunt's probably going to have to do that, and who knows? She'll probably fight and say, "Oh, I'm so injured, I can't do this."
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, do you have some other form of income? No. Well, it is what it is. That better be the common phrase, because you know, that's what will happen.
That's what I hope.
Yeah. Dealing with family is sometimes hard. I know another guy going through a similar situation with his brother. I had situations dealing with my brother. I got upset because it's like, he got an education. He's a pipe fitter. He makes good money, but then he just wanted to stay at home and do nothing, play video games and shit. I'm like, why? You could buy a house. You could, like, just save up some money. Just put something aside. Buy a house. Just do something. Anyway, I was upset. Everyone was upset.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that's like, kind of sucks. I think I can up my rent, but and I could probably up my rent a lot. But it's like, but is it just going to go pay for these fucking people's lifestyle of not doing anything? Because that's not helping anything.
Yeah.
Then I'm just funding this bullshit as well.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing. It's like, we need to understand that we're in a dire strait.
Yeah, like, we're in a recession, a major recession. We're actually in a depression, but
yeah. Well, the good news is that there are ways to get out of it, provided our government starts fucking cooperating and get their head out of their asses. Although in California, I don't know. You guys got to get that Gavin Newsom gone. Get someone in there. I don't know how you guys are going to fix that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah, California is like definitely a communist shithole. I mean, like the wealthy people have to start feeling the pinch, and they are starting to feel it. They're not quite making the connection yet that it's Gavin Newsom. Mostly because like he's probably a good buddy of theirs. He's always going around whining and dining to people.
you gotta be fucking aware.
Yeah. You saving that alt for Christmas?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Just like, dude, you ever gonna
let me
use that
just
thing?
knock a couple people out, though. See, I wanted to do it at just the right time because it staggers them, and I knew I was going to die because at least one of the people on that team has an aimbot, and I'm going to be floating in midair, just fucking ready, ripe for the thing. So I needed to make sure my team could handle whoever was left. So I was waiting for just the right moment to stagger their respawn rate, so that they didn't have 5 at once.
Ah, you say so. God fucking damn it! So
Also, you know,
right.
it's a really easy one to get killed on, so it's really hard to figure out a good time for it. Like,
yeah,
it really fucking is.
So one of the reasons I headed out today was because my mouse pad has worn out because the little the stickiness. Well, it was a cheap like Walmart mouse pad.
Yeah,
so,
fair enough.
Yeah, so I'm not that. It's not that expensive. It's not a big deal. So I thought I'd go out. But today I was hanging out in some different areas. I thought I'll stop off somewhere, and no one seemed to have mouse pads. So I was at a dollar store and I grabbed some there, or grabbed a mouse pad, and it's like there's no traction on there at all. It's just a piece of fucking fabric.
Oh, weird.
So, like, really? So I went out and I paid what was it, like $3 for this thing? Yeah, dollar stores have gone up in price. I paid $3 for this piece of shit that's essentially the exact same problem as my old mouse pad. Oh, okay. All right, I made the right choice, clearly.
Oh, man.
Oh, he's got the One Punch Man skin. Yay!
Yeah. I love these little skirmish things in between matches. They're so much nicer than just sitting in a room and doing nothing. Like just waiting with like no party or something.
It's kind of like a little social hub. You could attack. You don't have to.
Yeah, exactly. If there's a way to do instant really mean kills, I do it. Like that's why I like this. This is one of my favorite characters because like he has the little thing where you pop that and it pushes people back. The number of kills I've gotten because someone was too close to an edge is amazing. You just pop them right over the edge and they just go flying off, and then you don't have to do any damage at all.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Well, yeah, in between the games doesn't actually matter, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't lose or gain any experience. I mostly play quick play because I'm not that great. And sometimes if a match is just really shitty, I'll just fucking leave. Like, why bother if it's lame? But like, competition, those people actually seem to really give a shit. So I'm always like, all right, I won't play comp because then it doesn't matter. But I guess you can, like, people seem to think that rank has some sort of like big important thing, but I don't know. I just don't think that way. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like being like super.
If you're a
concerned with your
professional
safety
gamer
or whatever.
and you make your money doing it, I'm impressed because you make your money doing it. But if you're like a diamond rank or a platinum rank or I don't know, emerald, whatever the fucking numbers are, I mean, it's cool. Like you're way better than I am. I already knew that because like I'm pretty terrible, but I don't really care. Like it's cool.
Yeah. No, it's like the KD shit, dude. I never fucking cared. Because if I did, it would take away from my enjoyment of playing the fucking game.
Exactly.
if I was worrying about how many more kills I was getting than getting killed or whatever. But apparently it's a big deal to a lot of people.
Yes, it is always a big deal. Yay, they're almost all dead right now.
Yeah, I would always be like, dude, I'm going for the fucking objective. I'm not going to camp and fucking, protect my fucking ratio, my KD ratio. All right.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I shouldn't have been playing. I just got bored with the aim practice.
I was like, did I get kicked off, or are we all just being this silent?
I think Samaj had to mute for something.
All right.
That's weird. That doesn't make any... How the fuck did he shoot around the corner? Oh, the fucking... Yeah. There's this weird thing that this fucking game does where it always favors the attacker as far as, like, what happens when, in what order, based on your connections and stuff.
Oh, yeah. All right. God damn it. There's something I was going to mention, and now I've already forgotten.
It's the right time to mention it, but you can't. But you haven't yet.
Yeah, no, I don't even know if it was the right time thing. It was just something I wanted to bring up.
Fair enough. Yeah. This is one of the better levels for this character, like these levels, because there's so many places to go back around and keep going from different sides. Because a lot of people will, like, for some reason, like, a lot of people will play this character and just stay way in the back, like really far away, and just try to shoot from the air. And it's like, that's not what it's for. You gotta sneak around and fucking murder people and then run the fuck away really fast with your jet. And I got that because I watched one of the pro players when he was playing, and I was like, oh, fuck, that's how you're supposed to do it. I should stop floating around really far away and, like, shooting arrows, shooting my rockets from really far away.
I was just looking at that video about Asmongold and AI art.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I posted that specifically for you, dude. I figured that would upset you.
No, it doesn't. I knew this was coming. Frankly, I'm surprised it took this long for it to happen. art.
AI generated art for video games now.
Yeah, like that doesn't bother me really as much, mostly because it's a time-saving thing, and so I'm not really all that surprised. Now, what hasn't been hashed out in AI art-related stuff is where are you going to get the resources? And what I mean by that is because what AI art essentially is that it pulls from various different images over the internet, and it creates an image that way. It's like a collage, really. It's like, I'll take the face off of this one, and the hair off of that, and I'll take the left boob from this woman, and the right boob from that woman. And
that is kind of weird.
Yeah, because that's all AI art is. It just takes off from various different things, and then collabs it together in a Frankensteinish kind of thing. That's all it does. But essentially, it's like taking a magazine and clipping through all the photos, and then create something and say, yeah, there you go. AI art is just that.
Yeah,
Now,
by necessity, it's going to be inspired by or taken from other existing
yeah.
art.
Well, and what most people do when they use it is they find the artwork that they like, and then they tell use this art to create this, or then they might do an outline of a pose or something. It's like create something that's in this pose or that pose, and then if there's any little thing you want to change, you can use like a lasso tool and just lasso an area and say, okay, make this change or do this change. That's all that it really is. Now AI art for like games and stuff. Frankly, I'm surprised this hasn't been implemented before because this is a huge time saving. I actually think this is a good thing. Like I said, but the thing that I was mentioning earlier was the resources. So like if you hire an artist to create a texture of let's say bricks and tiles and stuff, the guy's still getting paid. They're just taking that texture and like multiplying it multiple times infinitely in a certain area or using something to randomly generate it. I think that something like that has already been done. So effectively, you're paying to use someone's stock images. Actually, I think that's not a bad thing. I could do a series of landscape photos and images and stuff, and then post it with like a watermark or something. And if they want to, they can pay me a royalty and then just use all my assets and just sort of create an image that way. I got no problem with that. That's the one thing that we haven't done because right now, when it comes to people doing it independently, they're not asking for permission. They're just taking anyone's stuff and creating it.
So what
So
about
like
if you spent the time, just say like in a weird way, drawing body parts, right? Like you spent like hours and hours and hours, and you spent like your whole childhood drawing like 500 feet and like 2,000 hands and 6 billion arms, whatever, all these different ones, and you put them all into a database. Then couldn't you use that to make an AI use that database as its entire database to make new art and
Yep.
then just sell it as your own? Because it is your own, it's base sourcing it from your art. It would be similar to your style, and it would be like your style, art bot that you sell, or whatever.
In principle, I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
I say go for it because
some people are super prolific, and it's like, well, I mean, if you could make your own AI and like charge people, less money to go through your AI and more money to get an original,
Like if I was going to if I create a whole plethora of resources, because part of the problem is that when someone commissions me, I have to do all the styles and all the textures and all the other kinds of stuff while I'm coloring it. If I could just program it into a computer, it's like this section do muscle or whatever, it would save me a lot of time. I could probably crank out more images faster and probably make a lot more money. Like I think that it's like in principle, I don't hate AI art. I just hate how it's been used so far. But if you use it in a certain way, I don't mind it. If you're good, if I had it and I told it to use only the pictures that I created. Oh, so what? Maybe maybe what you could do is just like one of the things I hate doing more than anything else is coloring an image. I hate coloring images. But if I could use a program to say, "Hey, here's the drawing, put color on it," and then that could be a thing. It's like, fine, I'm okay with it.
That would be kind of nice. I could see that being pretty awesome.
Yeah, but again, like the reason why people are so outraged is because like they're not using the permission from anyone and just taking anyone's stuff. And now some people are starting to create images that are obviously generated by AI art, but they're not saying that it was generated that way. They're saying it's their own original piece. I'm like, I know.
See, that's not cool. Yeah, you can't take AI art and claim it's original.
Exactly.
That's a problem.
I've been seeing that on DeviantArt recently. I was like, because DeviantArt is just a place to dump your AI art. That's all it is. It's just constantly women in bikinis, AI art related stuff. You're like today's theme is giant booby ladies or something. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. And from what I understand, any AI shit cannot be copyrighted, right?
Something
I
like that.
don't know.
There's no real law.
That somewhere.
I think that's a big gray area. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no real laws
somewhere
on
recently, dude. I could have sworn I heard that somewhere that like if it's not generated by a human, it cannot be.
Maybe it wasn't in the U.S. Maybe that's why it wasn't as big of a news. Maybe it's in another country.
Could be.
Or it's like a statewide thing, not a federal thing.
as far as I can tell, the only people who are actually taking it seriously and suing are usually big companies. Like big game companies are like because when you can clearly tell someone's using like a video game poster to generate an AI art image, it's like yeah, that's clearly you're taking someone else's stuff. They have the legs to sue, but will they? Yeah, probably not. You might even make an example as someone and like fucking ruin their life. That's still not going to stop it. It's like you're just gonna double and triple the amount of people who do it.
Oh no! It's any images that are produced by giving a text prompt to a current generative AI model, such as Midjourney or Stable Diffusion, cannot be copyrighted in the U.S. according to the Copyrighted Office. However, AI generated elements, if it's not all AI generated, it's partially AI and partially like original. I think you can copyright it then. And I think they're basing it off of, I would expect that they're basing it off of the AI generating is taking copyrighted pictures from all over the place and basing your picture's eventual thing off of other copyrighted works. But then that kind of is weird because it's derivative at that point. It's no longer, you're not copying the entirety of any one person's work, and you're not directly copying anything. It's all derivative. It's making... It's going like 5,000 different hands, and like we want hands that are this shape. You know, like I don't know. It just that's weird. Legally speaking, I don't know that that's going to hold up.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept.
Eventually, like they'll be taken into court, but we'll know then. But I suspect it's nothing's really going to come of it. Like I've never played around with the AI art stuff, but I'm not opposed to the idea. But it would mean I have to spend some time, make a bunch of landscape photos and all that kind of shit, and just make something like that. God, I hate landscapes. I hate them. But that's why I would use AI art. It's like,
I've seen a lot of AI art that has really fucking terrifying fingers and mouths and teeth. Yeah. Or like way too many eyes. I haven't seen a lot that's really good. I've seen a few pieces where it's really good. But I've seen a lot where you're like, that's clearly AI, and they're looking at monsters. What the fuck is wrong with that person? Like,
so if you type in Stable Diffusion on Twitter and then click on the latest, you'll see some of the newest stuff that gets made, and a lot of it is fucking gorgeous. But that's because they're using various different other pictures that are also gorgeous, and then just mashing them together. I've seen some stuff that's really, really good, but half the time it's like, it's good, but then the perspective is off. It's like that's not quite normal. Like I saw this one, it had like a woman in like a Playboy bunny outfit on a poker table, and she's sort of leaning down. You see the cleavage and shit like that, and she's sort of leaning on her hand as it's like pressed against her face. But then the other hand is like outstretched, like it's like leaning on the table. It's like, but wait, that's not the right perspective. That's not how that works. It's like she's going through the table, but the table's not even there. It's like, it's fucking weird. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I typed in a prompt on Stable Diffusion just to try it out, and it does. None of this would really qualify as art, in my opinion. like super good. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not like super high quality. It looks like some sort of fucking Freudian vomit all over this canvas. Maybe I gave it too complicated of a thing. Let me share the screen.
Like some weird funhouse mirror shit or something?
Yeah, let me share the screen.
Still playing.
You can see that now on the stream.
It'd be easier if you...
Yeah, I'm like...
Oh, here we go. Now you should see it.
Oh, there's a slideshow again. Slideshow. Where is it?
It takes a while. That's why I was trying to say that maybe what
I was going to say it's usually at least 30 seconds or something.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys should see it soon. Okay, and you'll see the prompt I gave it and then what the art was. And it's like none of this is bad, but none of this is particularly good either.
Yeah,
and that one even has a fucking somebody's fucking name on it, like that somebody's drew it like fucking what?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It depends on the prompts. But also, there's a section where, or there should be a section where you can download, like, use as reference, because, like, you're just using whatever they can find on the internet.
All right, let's try something simpler. Unicorns on the beach. Oh, I can see that's a little better. That's something like right here is not bad. Like that's not terrible. That's pretty good art. Like you can still see their feet in the sand are kind of like funky, but like that, I don't think you have to worry about competing with that anytime soon.
Well, you should.
I don't
like
know what this is, but it's not. It makes me uncomfortable. Like especially this
like
white thing.
Maybe you need to do like a more inclusive, or not inclusive, but more details in the thing. Like maybe have the prompt be like anime styled unicorns on beach running towards camera.
On beach running towards camera. I don't. Oh, anime style. Whoops, I forgot the unicorns. My bad.
Oh, so is this what it's on? Okay. Oh, weird.
Sorry, I forgot the actual one of the words in there. That's. This is probably, I think, the best out of them is the bottom right, but we'll start here on the top left. I don't know why a unicorn would need 2 horns.
See, okay, the first one's got like a Dragon Ball. The first one's got like a Dragon Ball Z look to it.
Yeah.
Kind of with the hair.
Yeah, and then this one is like My Little Pony or something. I don't know what's going on with this unicorn. The rest of them look all right, sort of. Their legs are a little weird, but this one in the back he's not doing so good. Something went wrong. And this is just, I don't understand what this is. Why it has like double hooves on the back feet and is all shadow.
Yeah.
This one is not terrible. This front leg hair thing, the fact that it's missing maybe a couple legs.
Yeah. Well, the previous one was interesting because it had like an anime style sky, but it had like a photorealistic beach.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that doesn't quite work out. I don't know. I think it's in advanced options where you can actually select areas and stuff. I don't know. Do you have to make an account to use Stable Diffusion?
Anime girl loves puppies.
Oh my god.
What? That's exactly what I thought it would be. Like anime style girls holding puppies. Like, what did you... I didn't say fucks puppies.
Yeah, well, the word loves could have been interpreted as...
I assumed that as this is a public website that everybody uses, it errs on the side of not fucking inappropriate.
Yeah. The word love or loves cannot be interpreted as sexual intercourse. Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's using the internet, so like really, you're gonna find some weird shit on the internet.
I like this this eye over here.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess if you look up anime girls, it probably found like those bizarre cosplay makeup artists.
Are these toothless gums and a fucking slice in her neck? On this side right here?
Could be.
Right, hey,
next to the puppy's head. Hold on, I don't want to see the rest of these.
Girl loves puppies, right? Add peanut butter to it and see what happens.
Jesus. First, okay, I will after this. I like that this puppy's paw has melded into this other puppy's head. Like, it is part of his fucking head now.
See, I shared some of the ones from a
this
guy.
This is pretty good. I mean, she has 3 legs for no fucking reason, but it's pretty good. Or that is the biggest dick I've ever seen in my life on an anime girl.
Maybe. That dog was scared to get whatever she's giving her.
Oh yeah, it definitely was not. It does not look okay.
It looks like a hamster. It's like here, honey, eat a hamster.
Yeah.
Really?
I have this puppy growing out of my neck. Would you like it?
That new series of Hamtaro is pretty fucking hardcore. I don't know, man.
This one is interesting. The puppy has gone through the t-shirt. There's legs. There's not a lot of puppy body. It definitely looks like a 4-year-old drew it. Now, you wanted me to add peanut butter, right?
Yes.
And just see what happened? I'm going to guarantee you it's just going to be weird. It's not going to be what you're hoping.
It's going to be exactly.
Yeah, no, I was just curious.
There isn't even any peanut butter in any of it.
Like, did you mean Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman?
This is a lot of limbs or something. This is like a fucking nightmare. I think this dog should probably be put down. I don't know if it can breathe or eat or drink.
Oh, fuck.
And this wrist is definitely broken.
With BoJack Horseman, but there is an anthropomorphic golden retriever character named Mr. Peanut Butter.
Oh, no.
So I don't know. Maybe that's what it's... I don't know. That's weird. It's like, yeah, I'm just going to ignore the peanut butter thing. Anything with dogs and peanut butter, they're like, nah, just ignore that.
I like this really long paw that this puppy has. And this weird mass of flesh that looks like a sideways head in place of her hand.
Whoa. That is... Yeah.
Yeah, that is weird when you notice it.
Yeah, that is a bit unnatural.
Alright, anyway, that's enough of that. That could go on for fucking ever, and it'd just get more and more boring as we went. But that's a cool idea. I like that. I definitely see the promise in that. I can understand how that is definitely going to be pretty, like, fucking amazing shit sooner or later. Because it's definitely on that road.
See, what's going to happen is, it's like, even if, let's say, Blizzard decides, like, okay, we won't use AI arts. Instead, we're just going to use, like, we're going to, keep doing what we're doing. But then what's going to end up happening is other companies will use AI art. Yeah. And they're going to make stuff that's going to be amazing. It's going to be out there. And then Blizzard's going to have to be playing catch-up. And essentially, if you don't use AI art in some capacity, you're just going to fall behind. And you may have to start laying people off. So it's not... this is an inevitability.
Yeah, it's going to be a necessity, essentially, at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, if there's going to be any chance of standing up to this, you just got to come up with some rules. That's it. It's like, artists need to start making stock images and just start saying, okay, you want this, and this, you have to pay for my stock stuff. We all essentially have to become environment artists. I'm going to make bricks. I'm going to make stone stuff, that kind of thing, and then you're just going to use it to create this and that. That's
like environments and textures, and that's I guess
exactly. Everything's just going to have to be filtered that way. In a lot of ways, it's going to be a good thing because then you start to generate things that you can. It'll make it easier to create worlds and universes and that kind of stuff. And like artists will still be there to generate it. It's not like artists are going to go away. It just means that we have to adapt. That's all. And a lot of people out there are very scared to adapt because they don't know how. There's still artists, believe it or not, who hand paint everything. Who still go out there and hand paint all their various different drawings and stuff. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I imagine they're still going to be there because it means something to create something that way. Like I don't know if the industry feels that way, but I mean it does. So it's a wait and see kind of situation.
Yeah.
We have to see how it's going to evolve, what kind of things are going to change. The industry is going to do what the industry is going to do. And really, I'm not going to get mad about these things. Adapt and change.
You kind of have to, accept it.
Yeah, it's not something that we can do. It's not something we can afford to stop. It is what it is. I'm not upset, and I don't think other people should be upset either. But they're all scared. They don't know where to go, and it's like we just have to create a path forward. It could also mean that certain things are just not for us anymore. Like there's still going to be 3D artists out there who are going to create buildings and textures and other kinds of stuff, and and art. Then they're just going to use people's art as a filter, and then use AI to just sort of generate it. It saves time. So,
yeah. I mean, that's the reality is eventually, because of the way humanity works and the way we do things, it's going to come down to a point where everything is done by robots and AI for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's probably not in the near future, but in the distant future, perhaps. If you're interested in watching a show, you might be like, I'd like a family comedy. I'd like it to have 6 cast members, and I'd like it to be about going to high school. And then it'll like generate an entire fucking show for you based off of just sourcing little images and ideas and phrases from here and there. You know, like I'm sure that it eventually could happen, you know?
It could. I don't really see that happening, only because machines only understand so much. And you could try that, but I don't know.
That's what I was
man.
saying, distant future. I'm saying, like, 500 years off, not like 10 years.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not there yet. We're not even, we're at the very, very beginning stages. But the way tech works, I mean, and the way it steamrolls and gets really, like it gets more and more crazy every day. Like, it's way beyond, like, banging 2 rocks together to make a spark and start fire, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I wouldn't be worried about it either. I don't think you have anything to fear from it. Unless you're just a really shitty artist and you don't do a good job, in which case maybe you should have looked at a career change.
I think there's just some artists who don't know how to navigate this and they're scared.
Yeah.
I think that's essentially it. And you know what? Fair enough. It's new things can be scary, but it's not something that I think they just need to learn to adapt. And not to mention, I think this writer's strike that's going on right now, I think that they're shooting themselves in the foot because it's like now they're going to rely on AI more than ever.
Oh, if they start doing real AI scripts right now, it's going to be sad.
I guarantee you that's what they're going to be doing. Part of the reason why
AI is not ready for that either.
See, I think part of the reason why they will do that is because to shut these people up and get them back to work. It's like, look, a machine can do your job. You don't like that? Get back to work.
But they can't even do their job. Like, I find it laughable that they're even having a strike. Like, these people can't write for shit.
Yep.
So exactly. It's not even like they're necessary anyway. They don't have any actual writers. That's the problem. It isn't that these writers are not being paid enough or they're being disrespected or whatever nonsense they've decided to be mad about. It's literally like you just don't do your job. You can't write. You're terrible at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Public opinion especially has no respect for your abilities because everything's been so shit lately.
For real. I know that whenever I go back and show like old films to the karaoke group that I hang out with, they love it. They fucking love it. Whenever they watch it, they're like, "That was amazing." And you're like, "Yeah, that's when people were creative before." Like, I showed a group of people The Last Dragon, which I don't know if you guys have ever seen that.
That's the one with
Bruce Leroy, and he's trying to get the glow to obtain his final martial arts mastery.
Yeah. Show enough.
And then there's all the crazy shit with Eddie Arcadian, the guy that wants to get his wife to be on this show and kidnaps this fucking host funny. Like multiple times. She never calls the cops, but she just keeps getting kidnapped, and Bruce Leroy keeps saving her. And at the very end, he catches a fucking bullet with his teeth. You know, like, you can't get crazier and better than that film. Like, it's just nothing like it right now.
One of my favorite things was the Acadian guy referring to Shonuff as Mr. Nuff.
Yeah, Mr. Nuff. He does it multiple times. He does it when he offers the money, and then he does it at the end when he's like trying to talk his way out of getting arrested. He's like, "Oh, but Mr. Nuff and I were just walking along when we became accosted by this mugger."
Yeah, dude, it's fucking hilarious.
And the thing is, like, that movie had a bunch of shorthand in it because it was making fun of both martial arts film and blaxploitation movies. Right? Like, so it was a parody of both of those genres. And so there was all these, like, things that were shorthand, like he has a kid brother, but you don't know it's his kid brother until later in the movie. He's teaching all the neighborhood kids, poor kids, karate because it's just what he does. You know, he's so good. But, like, you don't realize that that's what's going on unless somebody knows the shorthand to explain it, or you watch far enough in the movie to eventually get it explained.
What other movies are you showing them?
I got him to watch The Burbs. That was a good one. I haven't been doing that group for very long. Let me take a quick look gander here. I have a list where it's all typed in, so I don't like redo movies.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
we got a movie list with Boomer's little thing here, so we know what to watch.
Right, exactly. It's always a good idea. We got him to watch Blade Runner at one point, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh yeah, see that's the one that surprises me. I always think like a lot of the younger people have already seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
No,
but like I'm shocked when I hear about the amount of people who haven't seen it. It's like, how could you not?
We got him to watch The Fly.
Whoa.
And Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah. Wait, they haven't seen Beetlejuice?
Yeah,
this is blowing
we watched
my mind.
Beetlejuice.
Oh my god, I love Beetlejuice.
We got The Usual Suspects in there. There's a couple other movies that are not as good, like Nope and Prince of Egypt and Coraline. Like, they're good movies, but they're not as, like, wow, that's a great old movie. Airplane, the original Airplane, Get Smart. And this is all from, like, over the course of almost a year, because we just watch, like, one a week.
Did they start getting, like memey with some of them? Like, when I saw Airplane with a couple other guys, they started saying, like, surely you can't be serious. Of course I am, and don't call me Shirley. It's like, God damn it. You start doing that shit, like, fuck you.
And there was a bunch of things we ended up skipping a bunch of weeks. But they were going to try to get some Die Hard and, like, Jingle All the Way and Frosty. They really do aim for some old flicks.
Mm-hmm. Well, we call them old by today's standards, but, I mean, back then, it feels awful to say, but it's like, oh, I can't believe that it was old now. Like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. I guess we can call those old now, but fuck, I love those movies. They were fucking everywhere. It was a global. Those Sam Raimi movies were a fucking phenomena.
Yeah. What was it? The last choices that we gave them was The Last Dragon, The Guyver, Time Bandits, Flight of the Navigator, Short Circuit, and Krull.
Oh, Flight of the Navigator. Oh, that brings me back.
Right? Yeah.
They were talking about remaking that with like a female lead. I'm like, no.
The old one still holds up. It doesn't even need like new graphics.
Yep.
Because it's a UFO. It's actually just fine.
There was another one. Was it The Last Starfighter? Do you remember that one?
Yes, Last Starfighter is one of my favorites. I own that DVD, sir.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Oh, I loved that one as a kid. It's like, oh, yeah, you play an arcade, and then it's like a proving ground, and then they bring you on as a starfighter. Like, you fucking kidding me?
And then you get the girl and all this other shit. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
It's everything a movie needs. It's just perfect. Fucking rights. I love. Oh yeah, The Last Starfighter was awesome. Even the makeup and everything was great. Wait, how about Spaceballs? Is that on your list?
Oh, you know what? We have not done that. Maybe I could do a. I'm not next week, but the week after. Maybe I'll do a Mel Brooks movies thing.
Oh, I would. We actually just watched that on Gaming's movie nights. We saw Spaceballs and Dracula Dead and Loving It. All fantastic movies.
Oh, nice. Those are both great movies. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking I could do Mel Brooks, because Mel Brooks has got a bunch of movies, like Spaceballs and then like the
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Robin Hood Men in Tights. What's the one with the sheriff, the black sheriff in town?
Blazing Shadows.
Blazing Saddles.
Yeah. Oddly enough, I was shocked. Recently, I saw that DVD for $5 at Walmart. I was shocked. I didn't think they would sell it there. Obviously, I got it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised. People are looking for entertainment, and they're kind of sick and tired of the being preached at.
Yeah, and
I mean, look at the Super Mario Brothers movie. That movie was filled with nonsense. Nintendo was like, "Fuck you, we don't want to piss off half our audience. Make it just a generic fucking movie." And it was a really generic animated film. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It was a good movie, but it wasn't like amazing or anything. It was just kind of like, that's all right. But everybody fucking loved it because it just told a story and didn't try to make you fucking get involved in whatever weird political nonsense the writers hung up on.
Yep. I remember hearing that was in the original script, and in fact, like Disney had to like put an end to that. It's like no, just tell a story for Christ's sake.
Yeah, Nintendo did, because Nintendo was like, no, we want to make money. This is why we're making a movie. We want to make money, and you're not going to put all this shit in here so that it won't sell.
Exactly.
Oh man! On that bright note, we should probably call it a day because we've been going about a half hour over here.
Yeah, I can go on for a while about the movies and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I got to pee too, so that's my main thing.
There you go. Oh, by the way, if you saw in the general there, I posted some guys AI art. I mentioned that earlier.
Oh, some better stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, like this guy knows exactly what prompts to go in there. I actually think this is the guy who developed the AI art system of Stable Diffusion. So he knows exactly what to do. And I'm like, yeah, tell me what these prompts are. I'm pretty sure he just used a thing and just drag and dropped photos he gathered off the internet. And then just said, just make the boobs bigger.
Oh, there you go.
That's all it takes. Just make the boobs bigger.
Give me the boobies.
I mean, anime figured this out. Part of the reason why they're kicking their ass is because all the women have fucking huge tits. And now I'm all for it.
Yeah. They also just tell stories. They're not interested in any sort of political or social commentary. They're just making fun stories.
For the most part, yeah. I mean,
there's occasionally going to be crossover where it's just because you're telling a story, somehow there is going to be some sort of like references.
Yeah.
But they're not setting out to make those references. Those references are happening naturally because of the storytelling.
Well, I think they're working within. A lot of people don't seem to realize, but a lot of the social justice-y stuff is actually in Japan, and it is in the media. It's just that the studios are so desperate to make the money in the projects. They're trying to tell relatively good stories, because believe it or not, you see all these women that are kicking ass and taking names and using all these guns and shit. In real life, none of that would ever happen.
But that's always been part of anime.
Sort of.
Yeah, and it's also like the trope of like the little old man just fucking clearing house every once in a while. Like, it's not every little old man, but once in a while, like a little old man is just super fucking badass. And they do that occasionally. There's always like this girl is super nice and she's super into the main guy, but then on her own she's a serious badass mofo. Like, that's pretty normal.
Some of that's it's become tropes, but if you look at older anime, it not really. Most women are just normal women.
Oh, well, maybe.
If you look back to older stuff, it's like it's very rare that women are the action kind of characters. It wasn't until like the mid '90s things started changing for all. Oh,
that. You're going way farther back than I'm thinking. I was thinking like the '80s.
Oh well, I mean '80s had some, but not very many. It wasn't as popular because they women would need to be women and all that shit. Anyway, you got Wiz.
Yeah. We got to end it.
All right, take care, guys. Rabble.